1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Two on base, one out, two strikes. We'll keep you updated as much as we can. Thank you.
I wouldn't mind hearing Nate do play-by-play, but just in that
tone.
Just in that familiar Nate monotone.
I can hear in his voice how frustrated.
He's so frustrated.
Angry.
He's so like a little bit of sweat, hair floppy everywhere, little color in his face.
In the A's production studio here in Sacramento, having some issues at the ball.
Yeah. Apparently
At least it didn't get picked up nationally.
No, I'm playing this right off of awful announcing. Oh golly, poor Ken Korak and friends. They're just trying to do their job. That's all.
To jackpot winning.
All right, we come back to the ballpark, and we apologize for the technical issues.
I didn't stop it, by the way. That's just the fact
Team lanes of bowling. A world.
That if you missed that, they were at a commercial spot because they had lost the feed. They came back to Ken Korak, and then as Ken Korak was apologizing for the technical issues, it cut out, and they went back to a commercial.
To jackpot winning.
And
all right, we come back to the ballpark, and we apologize for the technical issues.
They're gone. Nate, catch commercial. Pot it up. Nate.
18 lanes of bowling, a world-class sports bar, and more. Red Hawk Resort Casino and Apex, where entertainment meets excitement. Proud partner of Athletics Baseball.
Making a new. Any chance, percentage odds that Nate was doing that?
Nate was doing on purpose. I love that idea. I like he's Johnny in Airplane.
Yeah. He's bringing them in up, bringing him down from the inside.
That is awesome.
Look, everyone will expect this
Everyone.
April 1st.
Yes.
But on March 31st.
That's right.
No one sees it coming.
No one sees it coming whatsoever. And I think it's important to note at this point that this entire segment is brought to you by Bubbles.
Hey,
a film by Nate Littlefield.
Association of Realtors, right by you.
Nate Littlefield here in the A's production studios.
Bubbles. Get yourself some today. It's a film by Nate Littlefield.
On VHS.
On VHS, which, yeah, it's a signed copy of now nationally famous. He wanted to make it in the world.
He has.
Good for old Nate. By the way, I thought Nate was getting out of radio. Is it sad I'm the only one who thought that? Nate was just done. Apparently, that's what happens, Nate. Should have stuck here with us. Wouldn't have had these problems. They might have had those problems.
Yeah.
Good morning, Jason.
Good morning.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it, no. I mean, I guess so. The perspective is hey, how about this? Try this one on today. I'm going to try this because I'm on about 2 hours sleep, so I'm going to be extra vivacious today. You know what? A lot of people around the world didn't wake up this morning. A lot of people.
Well, that's a feel good.
Thousands even of people are.
And that makes you happy.
No, that makes me sad, but appreciative that we're waking up healthy, ready to go. And the worst things in our lives probably are A's baseball and Kings basketball.
Maybe this is like some of those sitcoms. We're just in a dream.
Just in a dream. It's a simulation.
It's been a long one.
Would it be like Newhart?
Mm-hmm.
We wake up and roll over, and there's Gavin Maloof, and we're about to win our first championship. Yeah. And he's like, no, business is fine. What was that dream? Move the team?
What's with this ladder?
Never. I go, but Gavin, what happened to your arm?
That was not a dream.
That was not a dream.
NBA fans aren't happy with us because the referees called Game 6 in our favor.
The Lakers believe they got screwed.
Okay.
It is 6:06. Give me the over/under.
6:21.
Over, dude.
Okay.
So over, Chris.
I don't know what this is.
Over/under. It says 20 falls off.
Oh, 9:15.
That's a lot of confidence.
I've got faith in you.
I mean, it could also get to 6:20, and I just
you just slap it off. Wait, what?
Huh?
Is that a thing? Welcome in. Lots to talk about today, including baseball.
Mm-hmm.
What went right? That'll be a short segment. What went wrong? And look, we're gonna have some fun with it today because there are a lot of things that went wrong. But it's opening night.
It's really cool to see.
Yes, there were definitely some really cool moments.
And one of the coolest ones for me to take in will be regarding our guest at 8:00.
Johnny Doskow is joining us. One of the radio voices.
That, but that was
really don't. Cool. Okay. I did see a very gray Steve Sachs on the pregame.
Yeah.
With Bob Fitzgerald. That was cool to see him. I think he was. I feel like he was fighting allergies a little bit. That poor guy. I think he sneezed. He was. Oh. He had something going on at times, but it was not rainy, but it was quite windy.
I saw him on the post with.
It wasn't Bob Fitzgerald.
Oh, I saw Chris Townsend.
It was Chris Townsend.
Okay.
Why am I calling Chris Townsend Bob Fitzgerald?
Not sure.
I have no idea whatsoever. Okay. Well, anyways. Well, Townie.
Yeah.
Hey, Townie. Former KHTK voice. We'll talk. There's definitely a lot of national attention on last night's game. A lot of national. Now, granted,
historical night.
Well, I heard it was historical because I heard it was historical because fans showed up for the A's and that didn't happen in Oakland. I think Chris tweeted that. Somebody, I don't know.
Sounds like something I'd say.
Sounds like something. That was the lame. That's where it's just social media go away because there were everyone. It just reignites the whole thing where Sacramento, you're selling out. Screw you, Oakland, you lost all your 3-year teams. It's sad to watch these fans go at it with each other instead of going after the guy that matters, which is John Fisher. Just yell at him. Don't yell at each other. It's not Sacramento's fault. It's not Oakland fans' fault. It's it's the ding dongs above. But it was historic last night, and I got to tell you, it was a feeling I've never really felt on a major league level, if you will. Going from a depressing come from ahead loss for one professional sports team in Sacramento, and then immediately going to all eyes are on us. It's our debut. It's the first game ever, to an absolute shellacking. I mean, really a historical. We have numbers to support this later. A historical shellacking of one of the oldest franchises in baseball that happened last night. So it was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
Did the Cubs have torpedo bats?
I think they had torpedo arms and bats and legs, and I think they had underneath the bench. I don't want to make any weird accusations, but I think there were a few cans of spinach.
Yes.
I think the Chicago Cubs want to move to Sacramento.
I wouldn't blame them. Also, I have a strange suspicion that what we experienced at Coors Field in Colorado is probably going to be a little bit like what we're going to experience here at first. There's going to be a lot of adios pelotas. Adios pelotas.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. Just pitchers are going to weirdly want to sit this series out so they can protect their ERA at some point.
Yeah, because the A's were pitching really well coming into yesterday. Well, let's see. One game doesn't say it all, but yeah, there was a ton of, really Chicago offense.
Yes, a lot of Chicago offense.
Isn't that a show on NBC?
Chicago offense.
Yeah.
It is. It's a weekly crime solver.
Yes.
Yeah, Chicago. It's not. It takes place in modern times. It's Chicago offense.
Yeah.
It's about a doctor that tells a bunch of off-color jokes that really don't belong here in today's day and age.
He's getting canceled.
Hijinks ensue, and unlike the show, he's getting canceled.
Yeah.
Sunday nights on NBC. Chicago offense.
Also available on Peacock.
Also, next week's episodes. Why is that girl in the broadcast booth? Tune in. Chris just gave me a side eye. I'm doing a bit on a fake NBC series.
I just looked at you.
He just the look he just gave me is the same look Gus gives me at home if like I'm eating something and it's annoying him because I'm not giving him anything. Where he'll pretend like he's facing the other way, but then his little side eyes just kind of.
I know you're just stuffing that in your face and not giving to me.
Give it to me, fatty. All right, we'll take a break. We're gonna be on time today. That's what I say.
How is Tuesday a loopy show?
I literally have 2 hours of sleep last night. Shout out to the Roseville Fire Department and ambulances and all that. My mom didn't wake up last night. We had a thing. They came out. Usually she snaps out of it. Didn't happen because and really honestly, the who's not of today should be my mom because she on a work night has to pull this stuff where she loses consciousness, and then my dad calls me and I go over there and they rolled up. Usually we try to get her going, but it wasn't happening. So they got her to the hospital, and my dad's actually on the way to pick her up right now.
Oh,
which I'm sure, he's happy about, but also, can I get some sleep?
Yeah. But
why not call my dad at 5:45 in the morning, like 3 hours after they took. Could she at least maybe stay for lunch? Lunch on Tuesdays at the hospital is fun.
It is.
Anyways,
specials.
Both the firefighters and ambulances that showed up. Thank you for that. So yeah, it's going to be a loopy show today, but we're here for you. We'll take a break. When we come back, hey, the A's get mauled by the Cubs. Okay. The Kings get dusted by the Pacers. This is a pace car, right? Meow. And Olivia Miles is going to forego the draft. I didn't have one. That's what got you.
That one.
Leading off is next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
What would it take for a plumbing company to earn your trust? Jerry and Kenny here from Bell Brothers. And let's face it, plumbing and service companies don't always have the best reputation.
So to earn your trust, the first thing they'd have to do is actually answer the phone when you call with a real live person. Then they'd have to send a plumber when you needed them, day or night, without charging extra for emergency services.
A trustworthy plumber would show up on time, wearing a clean uniform and name badge, and be able to show that they had passed a background check and drug test.
A plumber you could trust would give you a firm quote on the job before starting and clean up after they finish the job.
That's exactly the plumber you'll get when you call Bell Brothers, a plumber you can trust. Call Bell Brothers right now for all your plumbing needs. Our number is 916-444-1234, or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
That's want to drive down the left field line. If it's fair, it's trouble, and it is fair, and it is gone. Jacob Wilson with the first home run for the A's in Sacramento, as he hits his first home run of the year just inside that left field foul pole, and it's 4-1 Cubs, and he's now hitting 5 straight.
And his first major league home run.
That's right, first major league homer for Jacob Wilson, and there.
Association of Realtors, right by you.
Nate Littlefield here in the A's production studios. Just update on the game. The Cubs scored again, so it's now
Okay.
Thanks, Nate.
Have a little fun with that today. Gee golly. Well, Jason, who said it yesterday? It was really, Sacktown Tony on social media. Very well done. He sent me a tweet that said Coronation Cubbed, which is incredible work when you consider that's a reference to the debut of the Kings in 1985. The Clippers came in and beat them. We've talked about that. It's been a trivia question on this show probably once every year. And the headline in the B the next day was Coronation Clipped, Coronation Cub. That was good work. Other than that, was the only good work of the night having to do with the athletics. As look, the good news, baseball is here, and there's 80 more home games.
That's right.
To straighten it out. Jason, not out of the ballpark, pun intended. That might be their only home loss of the year. And if that's the case, and they finish 80-1 at home, we're gonna look back and go, who cares?
See, it was historic.
Right? Who cares? Who cares
right now?
18 runs on 21 hits for the Chicago Cubs. The first ever March cycle, which I found a little that was a little surprising to me. Anytime there's a first ever in baseball, it gets me
I
a
don't play
little
a lot
bit.
of regular season games in March, but they did this year.
They did this year. It was if you're a Cubs fan, great game. If you're an A's fan or a Sacramento fan, hey, they're here.
Yeah, they did a lot of good things as far as the theatrics and the presentation. I mean, everybody wearing 24, the homage to Ricky Henderson, they did that right. But there were a lot of Cubs fans there, that's for sure. You can hear a lot of noise for when they scored. And that might be a common thing, much like it was in Oakland. A lot of times there's fans from the other teams.
We're gonna talk about sights and sounds at 7 and 7:28, and this will be a recurring theme for me. I don't know why. It absolutely, again, this is just something where it's just my own brain. I thought the tribute to Ricky was awesome. I thought everybody wearing 24 was a tremendous homage and a great idea. Anyone think perhaps to have the PA announcer, rather than using the number, use the position and the player? So they introduced the entire team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Number 24, Brent Rooker. Number 24, Max Muncy.
Yeah.
Now, I maybe there's somebody out there that's like, well, no, that's part of the. No, it wasn't. You literally after the 8 number 24, I'm like, are you serious? You're going through the whole. They're all 24. We got it. And then by the 15th person, I'm like, dude, please stop with the number. Just use it. How did nobody in game ops go just for today say pitcher, first baseman, you know what? I don't know. Just it was something small and stupid, but just it was the whole setup. Look, they did the best they could, I'm sure. And it was awesome to see baseball here. It was also so weird. Like, there were a lot of weird things about the setup. We'll talk about a lot of great things. That new scoreboard's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
The new scoreboard is really awesome. So we'll talk a lot about that. Number 2, please, if you would, Christopher.
Cut number 2.
Throws and now throws to the right wing to Levine. Here's a 30-foot three to beat the buzzer. It's good, but the game is over, and the game is won by the Indiana Pacers. Well, they haven't added it on the scoreboard. Now they have here on the computer. So the final score will be 111-109. They're probably reviewing to make sure that Levine got that shot off in time. But it's a disappointing night for the Sacramento Kings, any way you look at it. They end up losing by 2. They battled their hearts out in this one. They found themselves down at the end of the first quarter, turned things around in the second, in the seesaw second quarter, had a 6-point lead. They stretched that to 16 in the third quarter at 76-60. But the Pacers basically shut the Kings down, other than a couple of desperation threes that the Kings made late.
The DJ mixed the songs.
He did.
Everybody hands go up. Celebrate.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was well done. Well, Indiana, the home of
music. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess MJ was born in, Michael was born in Gary.
Ah.
Little Indiana.
Yeah.
111-109. By the way, that 109 was the last second 3-pointer. Don't think it was like, it wasn't if you miss a game, it wasn't some last second thing. When you look at the box score for the Kings, 46-44, 64% from the free throw line's a little rough for them, quite a bit rough for them. And that was, by the way, on 17 attempts. The Pacers, by the way, were 13 of 13 last night from the line. That was not the game, although that was part of the game for sure. When you consider the fact that the Kings had 6 misses from the line and lost by 2, it definitely was there. But this was, when you look at the box scores, you see a lot of pretty good performances.
Yeah, I went from, going in, my honest assessment was I thought the Kings would lose the game.
Mm-hmm.
Then as it's going, I'm like, hey, they're playing pretty well.
Yeah.
Wow, they're up 16. Now I shifted to, you have to win this game.
Yeah.
Because once you've built that lead, you've played well.
Yes.
You probably, I think at that moment you've deserved to win the game. And then it would become a difficult loss if you lose. And that's the road it ended up taking. It didn't crush them. They're still in the exact same spot they were at this time yesterday morning. But you would have liked the reward of playing pretty well for a majority of the game.
Do you prefer the way last night's game went, or would you prefer, let's say, a wire-to-wire 13-point win for the Pacers?
Last night.
Okay.
Yeah. Certainly then the Magic game.
Oh God. Well, yeah.
Magic game left you going like, okay, there's no hope. Last night they left you with hope, but what does hope do for you?
Well, and that's what's so frustrating is even in something like that, they lose. It's like, well, you know what? And this is true. They covered the spread. They did better than guys like me in Vegas thought they would. That is a fact. On the other hand, you go, God, they had a 16-point lead.
Right.
It makes it almost a lot more frustrating, as you just said.
Yeah, and back to what you were reading too about make a few free throws. Malik had a brutal shooting night. There's lots of reasons why they lost, but it really would have been a nice win.
It would have been
it's another loss.
It would have been a phenomenal win. It would have been it would have been typical of this season.
Mm-hmm.
You get blown out in Orlando, who shoots an insane number from beyond the arc, and by the way, they held the Pacers to 34%.
Right. Then you play a better team.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, real quick, cut number 3, please.
Cut number 3.
Come on. Cut number 3, please. What?
It's April 1st. You know what that means.
This is insane, you fool.
Can you play the clip again? I missed it. Cut number 3.
Cut number 3. What? Okay. I thought that was actually all the same cut at first. So well done, Chris. Because honest to God, read a lot of April Fool's stuff before the show. And then I honestly didn't know what the hell was going on because we have a new media player going on it. And then Chris played the cut. Way to play this. How did you know I was dealing with sirens last night, Chris? That's well done. Wow. Well done, Chris. All right, let me recover here. What that was supposed to be was some sort of highlight of Olivia Miles, Notre Dame player, former, I guess, Notre Dame guard, who is entering the transfer portal. She is the projected number 2 pick. Said she was undecided about entering the draft. I don't know, man. It's a big story, but what I think is interesting about this is it's really not. It's not in the sense that I looked up the pay scale yesterday. So the number 2 pick in the WNBA draft, at least last year, slotted for I think it's a $378,000 total contract, of which $78,000 a year is the salary. Now, of course, you get endorsements. Yes, you can off season. She's going to make over $1 million probably in NIL.
Yeah,
so I think
and still be a high pick the next year.
And still be exactly. So the day has come. You're literally seeing athletes in this case, and I think I can't imagine this will slide over to the NBA and NFL.
No,
it would be shocking for me for these kids to make more in NIL in those sports than they would in the pros. But at least in the WNBA, there's now this, I wouldn't call it a loophole, but she's literally going to make more money in college next year, which used to be a joke.
Right.
We used to tell that as a joke. Now, nope, that's a documented fact.
Yeah, no secret anymore. It's also an indictment a little bit on the WNBA, which they're talking about a potential lockout. Yeah. So it's just.
No, please don't do that.
I know. I think that would be a mistake, but they also do need to get more money, and is that the way to get it? But it's just this is a big statement.
It is a huge statement. And by the way, it's the right move for her. She's going to make more money next year playing, and you get to be a college kid.
And pick which school she wants to go to.
That's right. Going from Notre Dame to wherever, she gets a nice what a nice time. She gets to be a senior.
Yeah.
She's getting paid. She got the richest kid in the school, probably.
She's like, I'll go to South Carolina. I'll go to UConn.
Yeah.
Wherever I want.
Yeah, I hear there's great food in South Carolina. Yeah, of course she'll go to UConn. We'll take a break. When we come back, we're going to do it, guys. We've got audio from the Sacramento Kings game. We're going to recap it on an April Fool's Day coming up next.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sacktown Sports.
Oh my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey Sacramento, it's Malik Monk and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Everyone has a past, but what happens if you've made mistakes and made good on that past, but it keeps following you? Are you looking for an attorney to erase past records and restore your rights? Maybe even restore your gun rights? Do you need a reputable criminal defense attorney who knows even good people make bad mistakes? Well, the attorneys at Gonzalez Law Office are here to help. Find Gonzalez Law Office online at saclegaldefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187. We don't settle for less, and neither should you.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at folsomlakehonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereeth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
At Rocket, we believe everyone deserves their shot at the American dream. So if you're feeling locked out of home ownership, we're here to give you back the keys. We're opening doors, breaking down walls, and doing everything we can to turn renters into owners. And we're not going to stop until we help everyone home. To find out more, visit rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream.
At SMUD, we power local business with incentives on clean energy equipment, tools to manage electricity usage and save money, tailored solutions from dedicated strategic account advisors, and 50% lower rates than neighboring utilities, all while doing more for the planet with clean energy solutions, savings, reliability, personalized service, clean energy, helping local businesses thrive. That's our clean power promise. Learn more at smud.org.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Heareth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Get it with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But this one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. Oh, one last number. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, Folsom Lake Ford. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, like America's best-selling F-Series. Check out a huge selection of Mavericks, F-150s, and Super Duty trucks, or tech-filled SUVs like Explorers and Expeditions. Plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. All in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with zero down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest finance rates. And Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they are my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. For 35 years and counting, come down and take a test drive today. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Before we get to the highlights, well, some highlights. We have kind of a developing issue here at the station. I want to be sensitive about saying this on the air, but every morning there are 6 people and 6 people only here from 4 or 5 a.m., wherever, to about 8 when others start showing up. There's one more person that's been showing up every day now, and they're taking the same parking spot I've used. We all have parking spots we use every single day and have for years and years and years.
You made that very clear to me.
Yeah, and they're taking mine. Now, I know this sounds like a little thing, and the reason it sounds like a little thing is because it 100% is a little thing. But I'm very habitual, and so now this person's taking that spot, and so 2 days in a row now, both days this week, I've had to repark. Now, here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to say, excuse me. Of course I'm not going to do that. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to do that. You may think I'm that guy. I'm really not that guy. But I need to, what I am curious about is this a permanent thing? Do I need to just mentally let go of that parking spot and just accept that spot's gone forever? And then do I need to marry a new spot and commit to that spot as my new spot? Or is this temporary and I'll have it? And I don't want to ask that either, because if I do, there's a chance the person goes, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'll park somewhere else. I don't want that. Park. You got here first, park where you park. This isn't a dictatorship.
Is there one also, by the way, on the other side of Chris?
I don't think so, right, Chris? Chris, there's no spot on the other side, on your left side, right?
Yes.
There is a spot there? Oh, there is?
It doesn't look like there should be.
It looks like there's a pole there or something. Okay.
Well, not that you should move there. I'm just saying. No, I know you moved to a different spot.
Yeah, I park by Pat and Tom now.
Okay.
Because it used to be Cody, then me, then Chris, all on that row. Yeah. And it's not like these are the only prime parking spot really is Cody's, and she should have that. Yeah. She gets here early, and it's dark.
I mean, she gets 40.
And then Jason parks over at the Spanish station, two things down.
I mean, she does get here after me, Pat and Tom.
I'm saying,
but you guys leave it there for her, which is nice.
We always leave. Yeah, that should be her spot. It's nice, and there's a light shining right down on there. It's right by this, the closest to the door. I don't know. I'm just saying. Do I send her like an anonymous note? No, that'd be even worse. I'm just gonna let it. You know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to talk to one of the boss, but not about parking.
You should put a note on the car saying, you don't know who I am, but I know who you are.
I know what you did last summer.
Let's not park here again. Anyway,
make good choices.
All right, Kings, Indiana. It will always be Conseco Fieldhouse to me. I don't know what Conseco is, by the way. Do you? I know you used to play for the A's.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, Jose
Ozzie.
Canseco. Yeah, Ozzie, his brother. The Kings, though, after getting absolutely destroyed, and I do mean destroyed, in Orlando, started out and they had a bit of a hole to climb out.
14-6, long lead pass. There's that transition we were talking about, and Neesmith scores it. But Christie calls timeout. It's a 10-point lead for the Pacers. Boom, boom, boom.
Gonna have to adjust because they thank you to the engineers. They put a new media player in,
Yes.
and it works instantly.
Yeah.
So I've talked over a few of them because I'm still in the habit of having to time them. Also, Julie in the chat. Julie, happy birthday today.
Hey,
happy birthday, Julie. Thank you for listening. You're welcome for the present of entertainment we're giving you until 10 a.m. Many, many more happy returns, Julie. All right, we don't do shout outs, by the way.
No,
so
not gonna shout out Julie.
Leave it alone. We move on. So there's your 10-point lead. You had a Keegan Murray dunk off of Keon Ellis steal. That was nice. And then speaking of Keon Ellis, he almost lost it.
Here's another bad pass by the Kings. Keon Ellis almost stolen, but Keon gets it back, launches a three, and scores the three. And the Kings are within one at 22-21. That's the first triple for Sacramento in the ballgame.
Well, that's how we drew it up. Markel Fultz got in the game, gave the Kings the lead.
And the rebound is tracked down by Obi Toppin and then stolen by Markel Fultz. Got a breakaway opportunity coming up, and the two-hand flush is good, and the Kings go back on top at 42-41.
Back and forth. Keon Ellis finds Zach LaVine flying.
That's lead change number 8. For the Kings, alley-oop set up, and LaVine at the rim scores it. Boy, that was room service platter right there for Zach. And LaVine now has got himself up to 12 points in the ballgame.
Defense is where it was at. Keegan Murray, more defense. Nice block, leading to a Zach LaVine layup and giving you the crazy score.
Kings come back quickly, 5-on-4 as Halliburton races to catch up. DeRozan goes underneath the basket. Quick reverse score by Zach LaVine, and the Kings regain the lead at 51-50. Lead change number 9 in this first half, and Rick Carlisle timeout has been issued.
It's the second time I've heard that. I heard that last night. Is that a thing? Is the emphasis on the Lyle and Rick Carlisle?
I don't know. I think G-Man does that. I'm not exactly
so
sure.
Did I. I think Mark did it too. Rick Carlisle. Is that? Have you heard that?
I've heard it before.
I specifically remember Mark doing it yesterday.
But isn't it Belinda Carlisle?
Yeah, every other Carlisle is a Carlisle.
Every other.
I've never all the Carlisles in my life.
Yes, me too.
Are all Carlisles.
Yeah.
I've never heard Carlisle
or Trey Lyles.
It's Trey Lyles. Yeah. That's like what was it last? We're always dealing with Brendan Ayuk instead of Brendan Ayuk, and I've never gotten clarity on that. Although I'm convinced it's Ayuk.
Rick Carlisle.
We'll have to reach out to Rick Carlisle and perhaps the Hernandezes. That's a SNL reference for you. Obi Toppin was hitting threes.
Feeds it out to Toppin. Toppin almost lost it, saves it, gets it to Halliburton. Drives to his left, hesitates, hooks the pass to the corner. They swing it back to Toppin, steps into the triple, and scores again. Obi Toppin from downtown for the third time in 5 attempts. It's now a 9-point game, 80-71 in favor of Sacramento.
Well, Toppin kept hot, and that cooled off the Kings, unfortunately.
Pacers have the ball. Into the paint, McConnell shovels it out. Toppin fakes the three, sidesteps, launches a three, scores the three once again. He can't miss. He's 7 of 10 on the night. 7 of the 10 shots have been from three-point range, and he's made 5 of the 7.
DeMar DeRozan, great, great numbers. It's his 28th right here.
Here's DeRozan now. Leans in, 13-footer, scores it, that time against Neesmith. And the Kings lead by 3 at 98-95. And add 2 more to the DeRozan tally. He's got 28. Here's a push by Halliburton. Hesitation. Gets in the lane. Reaches with the right hand and scores easily. Nicely done by Tyrese Halliburton off the dribble. Back to a 1-point game with 2.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. It's 98-97.
Sacramento, just to finish that. And Jason, at this point, you've got the Pacers on the cusp of a comeback victory against the Sacramento Kings. I don't know if Kings fans had a draft of the entire Pacers roster and they had to pick who they would like to hit the go-ahead shot. I'm guessing this guy would have been the last pick, not the first.
Here comes Tyrese Halliburton now to our right. He's on the left wing. Sabonis challenges him. He steps to the side, launches the three, scores the three. The 10th lead change of the ballgame. The Pacers' first lead of the second half on top, 100-98.
And then finally, if they could have picked second to last. Did my microphone just go out?
No.
Well, my headphone jack did.
Oh.
That was awesome. That's
Okay.
Sorry for pausing, everybody, but that was right in the middle of everything. Oh, wow, that is so weird. My headphones are fine. I have no sound. Okay, anyways, I'll figure that out during the break. Here's the second worst guy who could give the Pacers the lead.
Halliburton against Ellis. Gives to Siakam for three. Score it! Dagger! Pascal Siakam makes it a 2-possession, 5-point lead for the Pacers. And the Pacers are dancing, literally, at the logo at center court.
So there you go. There's a question I want to ask you later, Jason, because it's kind of become a running joke on the show because we've brought it up and it's been brought up so many times. But is it time to actually, unfortunately, and I'm going to trigger some people and I apologize, but our job is to cover sports and analyze. Is it time to revisit the Halliburton-Sabonis trade? Because if I were to say to you, Jason, I think the Kings won the battle, but not the war with that trade.
Okay.
I think we're reaching a point now where, and by the way, love Sabonis, love the trade, love him to death. But we're looking at a situation where the Sacramento Kings once upon a time had 2 top 10 point guards in the league, both under 24 years old. They just got beat by one of those top probably 5 point guards in the league, if not higher, that they traded away for Sabonis, which got them 1 play-in, 1 playoff, and then perhaps another play-in. Knowing what I know now, and there's a lot of other factors.
Right.
I wouldn't have made the trade.
Did it give them It gave them a top 5 center.
Gave the Kings a top 5 center? Sure, I agree with that. I 100% do. I just let me ask you this. Let me ask it another way. If Indiana called you right now and asked for Domantas Sabonis in exchange for Tyrese Halliburton, do you make the deal?
Right now, yeah, probably.
So do I.
I also, if they do it, I don't know what the difference in the team is.
I don't think there's any difference right now. I think I'd rather build around Tyrese. This is a longer conversation. Yeah. We'll take a break, but we will unfortunately revisit this because I do think it's fair to revisit it. Yeah. And I don't like the whole thing where you can't go back if the history doesn't benefit you. We got to be fair and we got to call balls and strikes. We'll take a break. When we come back to baseball, safe or out. Ellie De La Cruz, the Dodgers, and we went over undefeated teams yesterday. How about teams without a win? We'll do that today. We'll do it next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow. Maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Spring is in the air, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping for new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
With Progressive, it's easy to reach customer service with our app, website, chat, or by phone. Because when getting help is hard, it's not help at all.
Little help. A little help over here.
Thank you for calling Bench Press Assistance.
What?
Due to excessive gym volume, all available spotters are currently lifting heavy weights off the chests of other bench pressers.
Seriously?
Please continue to hold, and we will remove the barbell from your chest in the order in which your cry for help was received.
Getting assistance should be easy. With Progressive, it is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Lowe's knows that your business is built on speed and trust. That's why the Lowe's Pro Desk is here to get you what you need the moment you need it. We'll help you plan your project, calculate your materials, and pivot when your job takes an unexpected turn. And with our pro-only checkout and dedicated pro parking, you have what you need to tackle your job and be back on the job in no time. Just visit us at the Pro Desk. Lowe's knows pros. We help. You save.
Advanced Infusion Center, where we prioritize your comfort and well-being. Whether you're managing a chronic condition or seeking specialized IV therapy, our state-of-the-art center offers tailored solutions to meet your needs. Advanced Infusion Center's dedicated healthcare professionals are here to ensure your safety and provide personalized care. Conveniently located in Sacramento and Yuba City with flexible scheduling options. Experience a new standard in infusion therapy. Visit Advanced Infusion Center today at advancedinfusion.com.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, baseball's back. You're going to be in trouble. Hey, no, baseball's back. Safe or out, Christopher Ladd wearing his green cell shirt. What does that represent? Actually, it just looks like L. That could be a green hell shirt. I can only see the ELL. Now I just see an L.
You sound like the A's.
Wow. Safe or out, question 1.
Ellie De La Cruz had 6 RBI with the torpedo bat. Safe or out? We are going to get tired of hearing about this.
Safe. We will. It's going to be an everyday thing now. There's now think pieces. Whoever that nerd is with the Yankees that invented it is like the celebrity du jour. I say nerd with love. Yeah, the dork. Look, it's gonna be a story this year. Ban it or keep it, either way, whatever. Now I'm here for the extended numbers. I do want to see the data because we have very little data. It's incredibly anecdotal right now. We don't have a full data set, but beyond that, it's like every day it's like, oh, Fred Smith had 3 home runs. He uses a torpedo bat. Okay.
Yeah, maybe runs are up, maybe not. Maybe some are using torpedo bats, maybe not. Maybe we need a little more data. Remember the Yankees, the torpedo bats, what the Yankees are using. Then the Brewers went to Kansas City and gave up 11 runs. Yeah, maybe the Brewers pitching staff is bad. Also, Aaron Judge, again, not using the torpedo bat. Correct. And actually, I saw a bunch of the Yankees homers, and a couple of the guys obviously did use torpedo bats. I still think that might be a reflection of the park. I'd said that I know at least 2 of their home runs weren't going to be out in any other place. I'd be like 5 of the home. And they hit a lot. They hit, what, 15?
Yes.
But I bet 5 of them wouldn't be out in other parks. So that's less about the bat to me as it is about the park there.
Speaking of, who hit the first home run yesterday for the A's? It was what's his face? It was Jacob Wilson. Thank you. The numbers show, according to Baseball Savant, that would have been a home run in exactly 1 of 30 ballparks, and happened to be there. It was meant to be. Nice. The only place that would have been a home run. That is a shorty porchy right there. Number 2, please.
The Dodgers and Padres are combined 11-0. Safer out. No one in the West will catch either team.
I was thinking about this morning, Jason, because look, the baseball season is notoriously long, and we are, at least in the Dodgers case, the Dodgers still have 156 games to go, and the Padres have 157. By the way, the Giants are 3-1, and they're 2 back of the Dodgers. It's just a simple question. Will the Giants catch either the Padres or Dodgers at any point this year?
Yeah, I think they will, or someone will.
I think the Giants, for me, it's will the Giants catch the Padres. Mm-hmm. I actually don't think the Dodgers are going to. If the Dodgers get caught, it would be by the Padres, and then they'd go back and forth.
Right.
Also, not unheard of for Dodgers might win 162 this year.
I'm going to go with no.
No?
Yeah.
You think they're going to lose at some point?
I do. I don't know when.
Wow.
I'm calling my shot.
Let me see here.
They don't come to West Sacramento, though, this year.
23-30.
That would be like a 30-run game.
They're up. They're winning 38-17 so far this year. The Dodgers are. Okay. That's a football score.
Yeah, but how about in America?
By the way, Atlanta. Well, we'll get to Atlanta in a second.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. But I do think. I mean, look, Giants are 3-1. Good, right? That's actually really good.
Yes, it is.
A lot of time left, but I think the Farhan Zaidi stank is going to help the fan base and the team quite a bit. That being gone. But we will see. There'll be a lot more exciting this year than last year. I'm fairly confident of that. And that is certainly not saying
What's that smell? Farhan Zaidi.
Farhan Zaidi. Woof. Number 3, please.
Minnesota, Milwaukee, like what I did there, and Atlanta are combined 0-13. Safer out. None of these teams will make the postseason.
I do. Do you guys use a regular computer when you do your show prep? I do it all on my phone, and sometimes that happens.
When I do it on the phone is when I make more of those.
That's where I spelled it Milwaukee.
No, I do like Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Well, that's because they can't score runs. No. Like in soccer.
That's why I said that.
Okay.
That's why I wrote it.
That's why I listen.
Well, I certainly think Atlanta's a good team.
Yes.
And when you look at the finish for all of these teams last year, Minnesota last year finished, what were they? 82-80. Milwaukee, the Milwaukee Brewers were, that's so sad. Do you know why I paused there? Do you know why I paused before?
Because you were looking in the American League.
That's exactly right. Yeah. The Milwaukee Brewers are the Channel 10 of baseball to me. The Milwaukee Brewers won the Central by 10 games and were 93-69. Nice. And the Braves were 89-73, finishing 6 behind the Phillies. Yes, they'll be fine. The Braves ran into a buzzsaw early. Now they're playing the Dodgers. They'll be fine. They're not going to be this bad.
Yeah, and the Brewers went to the Yankee Stadium.
That's right.
Gave up a bunch of runs. So give them a little more time. Give all these teams a little more time. We're 4 games in for some, 3 for others, 5 for some. Yeah, it's early.
I hope I'm looking at what was it? Was it the Brewers for the Astros?
Yeah.
That's just still, especially growing up and looking at Mike Scott and Bob Nepper and Kevin Bass and my Giants fighting back and forth. The Astros clinching the NL West with a Mike Scott no-hitter against the Giants. A lot of bad memories as a Giants fan against the Astros. So it will be a little weird for the rest of my life seeing them in the AL trash cans and all. We'll take a break. When we come back, We got a little bit of audio on the A's recap. We got a lot more as well. Sights and sounds from Sutter Health. If you are out there and you want to weigh in, 1-800-920-1140. See what I wrote here. Holy Toledo, what a butt kicking. See?
Yeah.
Shout out right there. We'll take a break. We're back with an A's recap next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-414-4420 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-414-4420 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-414-4420 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Spring is here, and that means gigantic savings for all your oil change needs at Jiffy Lube today. Get a $25 gift card with the purchase of any Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change through May 31st at your local Jiffy Lube service center in the greater Sacramento areas. And don't forget about the additional $30 off online coupon at jiffylube.com. Terms apply. Valid email address required. See pennzoil.com/rewards for details. Jiffy Lube, a huge spring savings for you today.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
At Valley Strong Credit Union, we know that local businesses are the backbone of the Central Valley, investing in our neighborhoods, boosting the economy, making the Valley stronger. But when it comes to their finances, where can they turn? A big bank that just sees another number? That's not good enough. Valley businesses deserve Valley support for payroll, credit, cash flow, and everything in between. Valley Business is Valley Strong. Learn how our cash management services can support your business at valleystrong.com.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at folsomlakehonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda.
I love this time of year when the azaleas begin to bloom and the singing birds' sweet dawn chorus remind us that blue skies and sunshine are at hand. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. In sports, the definition for the word master is one who's achieved a high degree of skill, and that will be on display in the highly anticipated golf tournament. In the furniture business, a master is a highly skilled craftsman, an artist even, whose work is coveted by those who appreciate design, quality, and durability. John Keyes was the mastermind of Naturewood Home Furnishings. He knew that you wanted your home to reflect your personal style, whether that was a plain coffee table or a masterpiece for you to enjoy forever. That's why when you walk into Naturewood Home Furnishings, you'll find the largest and best selection of the highest quality home furnishings in Northern California. Masterful. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Paul Mitchell, The School, Sacramento, and Stoney's Rockin' Rodeo. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Hour 2.
That's right. Here we are.
Hour
Look
2.
at us.
And, well, the Cubs just scored again.
Kyle Tucker. JD, who's he facing?
Position player, number 24.
Okay.
Beyond that, I can't help you.
In the air, right field. And holy cow. Kyle Tucker. Third straight game with a home run.
A couple weeks from now, nobody will remember that it came off a position player.
That is correct.
It'll be another Kyle Tucker home run.
That pitch, by the way, was 67 miles an hour.
That actually was a fun moment. Not that one, but the rest of the inning. Gosh, I forgot the A's. It was the backup catcher.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Who Pedroma? I can't remember.
Pedroia. No, Pareda.
Pareda. He came in, and after that, like that was the first pitch. Just Tucker just annihilated it.
Mm-hmm.
He got a couple outs, but he also then pitched to a pitcher.
Yeah.
So you had a position player pitching to a pitcher. The Cubs were like, yeah, we're just gonna let him bat.
Which was nice of them.
And so that was kind of cool. And he got him out. I mean, he got the out. So there you go.
How Sacramento is it that you had a backup catcher pitching in your opening day because you were getting blown out so hard? That was another experience.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on yesterday. First off, the sight lines at the park are beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The Tower Bridge and everything in the background is awesome. It was just the park looks really, really good. The new scoreboard looks fantastic. Again, I thought the Ricky tribute was great. I love that everybody was wearing 24. I hated that they introed everybody as number 24. That's just a little thing. It does look, I don't know if they're going to do this regularly. It does look a little weird. The whole coming in from center field high five line is a little strange looking to me. When players have to go through the outfield to, the walk of shame is going to be hilarious when somebody gets ejected and they have to go through the outfield and to the clubhouse. But I think the thing
past the press box,
the thing I was just getting there that stands out nationally is that the press availability was literally done in a tough shed.
Yeah, and I think yesterday of all days, I mean, it was not a great look, but it was doable. Now we get to mid-July. That just feels like a sauna.
Did you hear though some of the audio, because it was incredibly windy?
Oh,
so people are talking and it's just on the roof, just slapping sticks and tree branches and whatever the hell. I mean, when I say it was done in a tough shed, like it literally looks like something you got at Home Depot.
Yeah,
it was a big tough shed. And you're 100% right, Jason. Now look, I can't imagine. Well, I guess I can't imagine it's John Fisher, but I gotta think that there either already is in place or will be in place. Like, I'm not Mr. Mechanic,
right?
But not hard to put. What are they called? The mini split air conditioners, or because I don't think you can put a swamp cooler on the side of that thing because it's going to make some noise. But there are ways, I would imagine, to climate control that room.
Yeah, and even I don't know the answer to this. I don't know if that's a short-term thing. Like they had some priority things to get ready for the start of the season. I don't want to say that wasn't on the top of the list, but it probably wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're here at a minimum of 3 years, maybe 4, I got to believe they'll be working on that. Not just that specifically, maybe another completely different location.
I would think so.
Yeah.
So, look, we kind of knew this. I don't want to jump all over it because, obviously, I said yesterday, I wasn't a fan of this. They're here. What I did see is I saw what I did see that I loved that trounced everything was I saw kids in gear watching the game.
And the amount of people that were on the grass because of the amount of rain that happened yesterday, I was like, that looked great. I mean, the park looked awesome. And then what was cool for me was watching it, I don't know, the crowd shots. I go, hey, I know them from the Kings game.
Right.
I know him.
Right.
I know her. I've seen her. You see people, and you're like, that's really cool.
Now, there's a lot of crossover. I heard. Why did I see tweets and apologies if you were there that said there were a decent amount of empty seats during the game. I know it was sold out.
It didn't. I mean, at the end it did, but the game was long.
Yeah,
I didn't see that at the beginning.
People were leaving in the 6th inning, which it's an 18-3 blowout. I'm not.
And it was a longer game, but. It didn't feel that way. I mean, I don't know. I'd love to hear from people that were there if what their experience, because it did look like everybody that was there was having a good time.
There are things I didn't like. I didn't like the tough shed look. There was, it looks like it honestly looks quadruple A. It does not look major league, but it looks a little better than triple A. I don't. What I hate seeing is those in the national media. Obviously, I kind of tune out A's fans, a lot of which are I love, but I know a lot of the things they're not going to be like, well, we lost our team and we're hurting right now. But boy, Sacramento did a great. Of course, they're going to be a little bit mean and good. I get it. I'd be if I was watching the Kings open in Seattle, I'd feel the same way, and I'd poo-poo every single thing Seattle was doing is stupid. I get their pain. I understand it. But, I'm not a huge fan of, a lot of national, between the radio broadcast, which we went over. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that is a Wi-Fi issue. Look, they've done radio broadcasts
for years
out of there. I don't know what the issue was. That a one-off? Was it a Wi-Fi thing because there's more Wi-Fi necessary for a major league game because of media? I truly don't know. Was it especially heavy on the Wi-Fi because it was the first night? By the way, I don't think the broadcast teams are using Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've got a plug-in. I don't know.
You just don't know. Things like that happen. Look, the other game in Orlando, we lost the feed here at the studio for wasn't very long, but I had to jump in, much like Nate did.
Sure.
Yes, you're the Nate of the station.
Yeah, and I had to do it. So it doesn't happen very often, but it did on Saturday.
You guys keep mentioning Nate Littlefield. I'm trying to figure out why. Let's see. I think I have a clip here of old Nate last night making his Major League Baseball debut.
Association of Realtors, right by you. Nate Littlefield here in the A's production studios. Just update on the game. The Cubs scored again, so it's now 8-3 in favor of the Cubs. Athletics scored 3. Cubs are still batting with 2 on base, 1 out, 2 strikes. We'll keep you updated as much as we can. Thank you.
As Chris mentioned earlier, the really funny thing about that is that if you know Nate Littlefield, you know that tone of voice. He was probably getting absolutely high blood pressure all night. It's the very first night. None of this is poor. Well, we don't think any of this is
hopefully
Nate's fault.
Not.
And has anybody talked to Nate today, by the way? I think I might call him during the break. Just be like, hey, buddy.
Nate's sleeping.
Good news is he gets to do it again today.
Yes,
weather permitting.
Yes, he does. Let's see. I think I've got some notes for you as well from the game. The first home run hit by an A's player was Jake Wilson. He talked about the home run, the atmosphere in Sacramento.
That was super cool. Obviously being able to get the first one out of the way is a huge milestone for me. So it's super cool. We got a bunch of family in town today, so it was pretty sweet that they got to see it, and then I get to go hang out with them after the game. So it was it's gonna be a pretty cool night for me personally. But obviously we didn't win the game, didn't come out like we wanted to. So baseball's a great game because you come out and play tomorrow. We play a lot of games, so we'll turn the page and we'll come back tomorrow. It was a great atmosphere. We had a bunch of people show up tonight and obviously run through that tunnel. Being announced as a player was super cool. That was the first one for me, and it was pretty awesome to run out there and see how many people showed up and they wanted to support us. So it was a pretty cool night. Actually, I didn't get the ball yet. So I think the bat boy didn't know he threw it in the stand, so I didn't get the ball back. But hopefully a fan sees it and they bring it back. I'll trade him a bat or something for the ball. So it would be pretty cool to get that one back. But no worries if not.
Hey, well there you go.
Whoever has it,
yeah, whoever has it. The only thing better than the first home run ball would be the bat.
Yeah.
Probably get a picture.
Sure.
I'll bet you. Let's see. For that, I think if somebody's listening right now and you either have it or the person that has the ball, I would say a picture, a signed bat, a pair of signed batting gloves, and a pair of really good tickets to the game. I think that's fair. He's not having to pay for any of that. That's all free to him. It's his first home run ball. And I mean, let's be honest, odds are this won't happen. But what if Jake Wilson goes on to hit 500 home runs and make the Hall of Fame? You might be trading something huge. I think you should have it, but I think there's a difference between, give me millions of dollars and, hey, dude, I want some gloves. I want the bat. I want a couple of tickets. Those are comped.
So the difference is because we don't know what the value of the ball is. Because I know, like, if we've had this conversation before on Shohei hitting his beat Bonds and his 74th home run, you're like, no, sell that.
100%. We just don't.
This could be one of one, and it means the most to Jacob Wilson.
Sure.
But no one else.
And you don't know. You're kind of taking a risk.
Yeah, but it could be, what if he's one of the great baseball players of all time?
Then you will look back and go,
that bat's cool,
but
though.
I got to think the bat and the gloves would be worth something, too. It's not what the ball is. So you got that. Let's see. According to the Associated Press, the A's gave up 2 home runs in the first inning of their debut in Sacramento. The only times that happened in any home opener in Oakland was never.
They never give up 2 home runs in the first inning?
Never.
Ever?
Not one time in Oakland at a home opener had they given up 2 home runs in the first inning. We mentioned this before. According to Baseball Savant, Jake Wilson's home run, it would have been out in just one ballpark, and he happened to have a 30-1 shot, and he chose properly. That short left field porch is going to be a thing. As far as the A's allowing 18 or more runs in a home game, in 4,493 regular season games at the Oakland Coliseum, the A's allowed 18 or more runs 4 times. They have never not allowed. They are averaging 18 home runs at home as
18 runs.
18 what? Oh, 18 home runs. Sorry, 18 runs. Thank you. They're averaging 18 at home.
Yeah.
And then finally, the 18 runs allowed by the A's in their home opener are the most by any team in a home opener since, I'm trying to think of a historical since the Model T was happening. As a matter of fact, the last time somebody allowed 18 or more home runs, or God dang it, David, runs in their home opener, it was 1925, Jason.
100 years ago.
The number one song in the land, I don't know what the name of it is, but it goes.
First year at KHK, right, Jason?
No, Chris. 8th.
What a D, dude. Just out of nowhere. Yeah, it was a big year. The first issue of the New Yorker was published.
I remember that.
Remember that?
That's called the Yorker.
Let's I'm not reading Hitler facts. We're trying to have fun here. I'm not doing that. The longest win streak in Toronto Maple Leaf history at 9 games was on February 28th. Let's see here. One more thing. Dutch socialists demand drastic disarmament. Chris was involved in that one. So, yeah, Babe Ruth collapsed in North Carolina due to an ulcer as the Yankees beat the Dodgers in an exhibition 16-9.
He predicted that.
The Great Gatsby was published. A lot of stuff going on. Yeah, you get the point, right? That was so look, it was a historical debut for the A's, Jason. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, 3 for badness. The Kings and Tyrese Halliburton also coming up at 7:30. More on opening night. Johnny Doskow, A's broadcaster, longtime Rivercats broadcaster, is going to join us later on in the program as well. That's at 8 a.m. And sit back, relax, wait for Jason right here. We'll tell you about overhead. We'll get to 3 for badness next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Well, I am here to tell you about my friends at the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. We are over a month into our brand new doors from the Overhead Door Company, and we are so pleased with our garage doors. First off, let's talk about curb appeal. It's one of the first things people notice when they approach your home. So it's whether it's a new, modern, or stylish garage door, it can improve the overall appearance of your home. That's what happened for us with our brand new doors from the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. Also, return on investment. Very important for homeowners, no matter what you do. If you're going to do a home project, you want to feel like, one, you get that reward, but also in the long term, will that help the overall value of your home? Yes, it will. A new garage door is often high on the return of investment home improvement project list, as it is one of the most cost-effective upgrades to increase your home value. So we took advantage of both of those things, but really it was a need. It was a necessity. It was we had garage doors that worked, that function, but just they weren't current. We needed an upgrade, and we got the upgrade. We've got the keypad on the side of the garage. We got doors that roll up nice and smooth and quietly, can open obviously with a remote and with the app. And we are very, very happy. So kind of do that home evaluation. Is it time for you to get those new doors? Maybe you need some fixing of your doors right now that just might take a little tweak, that you can get an expert from the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento out there to look at it and do that fix. Whether it's home or commercial, they are here to help. Check out their website or call them at 916-421-3747. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right, so we get to 3 for Madness. This is interesting. Tiger Woods. I can't believe I'm saying this, but a few weeks after my left Achilles injury, between the doctors and the lifts, the hyperbaric chamber, and the trainers surrounding me, I am officially announcing I'm ready to play the Masters next week. Cannot wait. See y'all on the course.
It's April 1st. You know what that means.
It's not us. It's not us. It's not us.
April Fool's Day.
This is insane, you fool.
Yeah, we don't do the April Fools, but yes, Tiger followed that up with a quote tweet shortly after that saying, "April Fools, my Achilles is still a mess." So, I don't like that, Tiger.
Hilarious.
I'm not a huge April Fools guy, by the way.
No,
I'm not. I used to be, but then it's like,
I hate how it's become corporate.
I got to be honest, like, we're having fun with it within the show, but like I don't like radio April Fools.
Don't do anything mean-spirited.
That's what I'm saying. And by the way, I don't know if I'm just being dramatic here, but I feel like the world is so insane now that it's really tough to figure out the difference. Like, there's a lot of things that would be like 100% April Fools that are now like, oh wait, are you like, okay, just gonna piss somebody off here, and I don't mean to do it. Just honest to God, if 10 years ago I was like, sounds like we're gonna take over Greenland, like you would have not believed me. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to say right or I'm not getting into that. I'm just saying you would not have believed that. This is not April Fool's, by the way. Adam Schefter says NFL owners have now passed a rule that both teams will be allowed to possess the ball in overtime in the regular season. The original proposal was for a 15-minute overtime that has now been amended to just 10.
I love it.
Minutes. The amended to 10 minutes part, or both teams?
Both teams and 10 minutes. We're going to get a lot more ties.
100% of the reason you love it is because Jason hates it.
No, I like ties. You don't deserve to win. You shouldn't get a win.
Why not just play until somebody wins?
Just keep going forever.
Yeah. Games have never ended before.
Yes.
All the games are still going.
Kings and Clippers are still playing from 2 years ago.
This is the time you're allowed. If you don't win, all right, everyone go home.
That's weird.
All the time then. Every time
like
do that, or not in the postseason?
Well, in the postseason, it's a must win. Regular season isn't must win. Is regular season must win?
Yeah, to decide
it
things.
could be.
Standings, records.
Tomorrow's a must win for the Kings.
But Jason did like my idea of a team going 8-1 to be a 500 team.
Yeah.
What if a team was 0-17?
500.
500.
Yeah. Well, as many as they lost.
Question 1, please.
The Kings led for much of last night's game. So what happened?
You know,
I didn't tie.
So there's something that is a pet peeve of mine, even though I understand that it's good analysis. Like, you should do this if you're analyzing a game. It is 100% okay to give credit to the other team. It is absolutely 100%. Sometimes it's stuff you're doing. Sometimes it's something the other team's doing. By the way, most of the time it's a combination of both, good or bad. I think it's okay to say give credit to. I just hate it. I have no logical explanation why I hate when anybody says, I just want to give credit to the Lakers, Pacers, the Chiefs. If my team, I just hate, I don't want to give them any credit.
Yeah.
That being said, the Pacers pulled their heads out. They were not playing great. I mean, the Kings were playing very good, and again, give them credit. Pacers were not. The Pacers pulled their head out, and they did what good teams do. They got it together. They closed it down, and the fourth quarter belonged to them. I will say this. I don't know how many minutes Keon Ellis played in the fourth.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't a lot.
Yeah, I think there's two things that I would say is my best possible assessment would be when Indiana went smaller, it was effective for them to top and played the center.
Yeah.
And they were better. That group was better with more guards, more wings, and Toppin being able to handle the middle versus Thomas Bryant compared to going against Sabonis. The second one is that I thought was a mistake by the Kings. There's times like I said this in the postgame at the beginning of the year when the Kings had DeRozan, Fox, and Sabonis. We'd always say, well, at least one of them needs to be on the floor for the offense. Right?
Yes.
And they're all too good. I thought when the Kings were up 9 in the fourth quarter, your two best defensive players, without a doubt, are Keegan and Keon.
Yes.
They both were off the floor
Yeah.
when you're up 9. And now the argument could be made, hey, here's the offense. Let's put the game away. But also you're up 9. Maybe let's protect the lead. And I would say when they were both out, it was about a 7-0 run, and it was 2 points. And from that point on, it was a game. So I think that was I think they missed a spot there because to your point, they're still back to the same problem where they probably have Keon, Keegan, Malik, DeRozan, and Levine, and probably 4 should be on the floor, and they have 5 guys.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, Malik was atrocious from the field last night.
And I understand bringing him back. You need a playmaker. Your lack of point guard.
Yeah.
But he was awful making shots. Zach kind of disappeared. DeRozan was getting it done. But it's like they still have the same roster issue.
And they will continue to have
the same. They'll have it today
and I don't
tomorrow.
And that's and that's fine. I just how do you not recognize that in the fourth quarter? And Keon was doing a really good job on Halliburton for most of the game. Anyway, all right. Number 2, please.
Question 2.
Tyrese Halliburton was 4 of 5 for 11 points, including a go-ahead 3 in the fourth quarter. Did that hurt a little extra?
I won't lie, it did. I'd love to say that I don't care who did it. He was traded years ago. It is what it is, but I think it hurts a little bit extra this year because you, as I said earlier, you went from 2 top 10 point guards in the league to 1 to 0, and now we don't have a true point guard. And you drafted both those point guards, and you swung for the fence with one of them. And what I will not do is go back based on what's going on right now and second guess that. I thought that was, and I still think that at that time that was a good trade. And at some point we have to send out a memo to everybody who continually will say well, it should have been Fox. That wasn't an option.
Right.
It wasn't on the table. Indiana wouldn't have gone for that. Trading for DeMontis Sabonis directly got the Kings, the Beam team, that series with the Warriors, and all the follow-ups, including this year. But you're sitting there right now, and I think if you had to go back, I think probably about 90% of Kings fans would trade Sabonis right now for Tyrese Halliburton based on the rest of the mistakes that were made with this team. So it does hurt a little bit extra.
Yeah, I mean, he literally was a King. So I think but he was, to me, it's not as bad as he wasn't on the team this year, and I've moved on. He's not a King. It's happened. They traded him. For example, when Herter hit the big shots for Chicago, that was more painful because he was on this year's team.
Sure.
If they had played the Spurs and Fox was hitting the game winner, that would have hurt.
Yeah.
But yeah, he'll always be a former King.
He will, unless he comes here again.
I guess so.
Then I guess he'd be a current King.
Yeah,
right?
true.
He said always. It's pretty. Yeah. We'll take a break when we come back. A's opening night. What went right? What went wrong? And the presence still felt from hurting Oakland fans. We'll mention that as well. I can tell you. Spoiler alert. You know what went right? That park and the energy inside that park makes me wonder. Because American Energy is not here for 3 to 4 years. They're here permanently. They're not moving to Vegas. They've been here since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. And they got deals going. Half off a tune-up on your furnace right now. And if you want just a diagnostic, that's free. That is FREE. All from a company that, as I said, has been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. Oh, by the way, A+ with the Better Business Bureau. $4,000 off a new furnace, and that doesn't include rebates. Right now, it's the end of the season deal. I told you last week, they came in and completely redid my system. New AC, new furnace. I had the heater on for about an hour last night during the A's game. I'm not even joking. Seriously, I'm not joking. This is such a dad thing to do. I called my kids downstairs to hold their hand up to the vent. The amount of heat and the power of the fan that's coming out of my vent right now is ridiculous. It's triple what it was. I'm going to end up saving money on this thing. They did a wonderful job. Let them do the same for you. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. If you want to weigh in on last night's A's debut, that's fine. If you want to weigh in on the Kings and Pacers last night, check it out. A 2 Major League consecutive game night here in Sacramento. What a sports town. We'll lead off with Mike next.
Keegan Murray plays here.
Keegan scores another three-pointer. Keegan Murray knocking it down for 23 points. Snatched De'Aaron Fox for game scoring honors.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at powercopiers.com.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is what makes us different from other law firms. At Gingery Hammer & Associates, we handle your case from beginning to end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether we need to file suit, or even take it all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to you and your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
On Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Dave, Jason, Chris, and
you.
And me.
Yeah.
And the final call from us.
3-2. Runner goes on the ground. Workman, it's short. Long throw. Bush able to pick it. And that's the ball game. Cubs win. 18-3 the final. And a nice start to the series there at Sutter Health Park.
We'll get to that in a second. Here's Mike. Mike, good morning.
Hey, morning, fellas.
Morning. Morning.
So, you guys have said it a couple times, and then like on the fan pages and stuff, people talk about like the roster construction always, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not an NBA level coach, but I've coached pretty good level high school basketball and different things. But it doesn't really matter what pieces you have if your coach isn't willing to put the proper fit together, if that kind of makes sense. And I get the NBA, there's like egos and there's salaries and these things, but it's just really frustrating to watch and listen and read so much complaints about the roster construction when, some of these pieces should just really just be coming off the bench to like make fits better, right? You could make the argument the lineups would be better with Trey Lyles in the starting group with DeMar and Monk coming off the bench, or like a Fultz at point guard. And right, like you can, I just feel like there's things that can be, we're pigeonholed, like this coach and the previous coach, and whatever reason, maybe it's money, maybe it's contract and bringing DeMar here or whatever it is, these egos, but they can't make, like they have the pieces for a starting five or groups of five that fit and make sense. And I just see a ton of the lineups just regularly don't make sense. When we closed out with, Monk, DeMar, Levine, Murray, Sabonis, the starting group that has been a net negative for the entire time they've been here. And I watched them in as our like finishing group for the final 5-6 minutes. I just know we're cooked. like that group doesn't work, but we just keep trying to make certain lineups work that don't. And maybe it's just, it has to work that way in the NBA unless you get player buy-in. I don't know give me some feedback with that.
Well, Mike, I think there's a lot there. Yeah. And I don't necessarily disagree with you on a lot of what you said. I think look, say what you want about Monty McNair in the front office and Doug Christie, but you're talking about a ton of basketball experience there, and they're all relatively sharp people. Now, I'm not here to defend them and say they're perfect at their jobs, but they all want to succeed and make money and be head coaches and GMs. So they're not going to purposely not do things. So when I look at a method to the madness, you talk about egos and contracts and politics and all that. I guess I would say, isn't that part of roster construction?
Yeah, I guess that's fair. So maybe it's like a lack of, I know some people dislike it, but that heat culture talk where it's like, hey, some of that stuff doesn't matter. And like the head coach is empowered to do whatever he thinks is the right thing for the team to win.
That's right.
Because GMs can definitely make bad calls, right? They don't see the product together. They're building it on paper. And then when it doesn't work, like in a culture like that, well, hey, that didn't work. This isn't working. So now you're going to come off the bench, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure that obviously doesn't exist here. And so maybe that's a difficult piece to work together. Does that make sense? Like the GM obviously doesn't know how everything's going to gel. He's working on paper. And now our coach maybe isn't empowered to make the tougher calls.
Jason?
Yeah, I mean, I think these are great points. I think there's so many external pressures. And as much as I think to your point, Mike, that let's use the highest paid player, which is Zach LaVine. And if the right decision, and I'm just using this as a hypothetical, if the right decision is to have him on the bench as a starter or at the end of the game, whenever it is, that's really hard to do. Even if that's the right one from the GM, from the coach or whatever, there's agents, there's GMs, there's his own field. There's a lot of things in play, and that's easier said than done. I don't like that, but that's the reality of the way professional sports works. I don't think it should be that way, but it is that way.
You mentioned heat culture, but you have to remember too, again, we need to normalize, or I believe that it needs to be normalized to say this because we say it about other markets and other teams. And as long as it's respectful and as long as it's got logic behind it, I don't think there's anything wrong with saying it here. It starts with the owner and it starts with the culture. Mickey Arison is the owner of the Miami Heat. Mickey Arison has empowered Pat Riley to have absolute power over that team. Absolute power over the team. When was the last time you heard Mickey Arison talk? When was the last time you saw Mickey Arison out in public, other than his cruise ships?
Well, it helps when they've also had a ton of success.
That's right. And I think those things are connected. I think it's a chicken and egg. You're having success because of that at the top, but also the success feeds into that at the top. So you have to conclude one of and only one of two things, I believe, Mike, or a combination of both. Either Monty McNair is not very good at his job, or Monty McNair and Vlade Divac and Pete D'Alessandro have not been empowered to be very good at their job. I don't think this is all Vivek's fault. I don't think it's 100% Vivek's fault, but I do believe that until he decides to leave basketball operations in its entirety and allow the GM to have full empowerment, we read Sam's article that said Monty didn't want to fire the coach, and that has not been rebuffed, whether privately or publicly. And I've asked privately, it is not. That is what happened. So that is proof. That is proof positive that at least in one massive personnel move, whether you agree with Brown being fired or not, I think he should have been. I'm more concerned with the GM not being empowered to either keep or fire the head coach. And by the way, if we had Monty in right now tied into with truth serum injected into his neck, for all we know, Monty's not an idiot. For all we know, Monty would say, yeah, stupid. I get that Mike Brown wasn't working, but I got to think two steps ahead, which is the De'Aaron Fox thing. And it wasn't worth it to me at the time to fire Mike Brown, explode the De'Aaron Fox thing, and then get pennies on the dollar. We have to allow for that possibility. We can't, though, Mike, have a true analysis of this team because we don't know what's going on within the team politically. And unfortunately, we have a percentage of our fan base, an ever shrinking one, that doesn't want to hear it. They don't want to read the reports. They get on Sam for bringing it up and get on me or whoever for being doomers. It's like, guys, we got to take the blinders off. You have to put sunlight on it to disinfect it.
Yeah, and I think to compound that a little bit, like if the GM's not empowered, the head coach is not empowered, that's and right. now you're really cooked, and it's like a they talk about the players running it, but then it's like this direct link from players to owner, because I'll just say it, maybe feel like he wants to be cool and sit courtside with some of them or whatever it is. Like, yeah, if your whole middle chunk, like where every probably successful organization has GM and head coach very empowered, and you're just like lacking in that area, it's going to be a big problem pretty much your entire run until that's changed.
Appreciate it, Mike. Thank you. This is supposed to be an A segment, and we'll get to that a little bit next. Long standings watch. I guess I would ask this, and I'm being honest here. I'm not trying to be a snarky guy. Other than the Al Davis Raiders, is there an example of an owner being involved in decisions for a sports team with them having a sustained level of success? And by the way, Al Davis was an absolute disaster at the end, but I have to give him credit for. I'm just thinking.
I don't know enough about. Did Robert Kraft? It feels like a lot was left for Belichick, but I don't know. I don't know
because Belichick ran both sides.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jerry Jones certainly not. I don't know. It's something to think about. Maybe, honestly, there might be an example. Other than Al Davis in the 70s and parts of the 80s. We'll take a break. When we come back, standings watch next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Insurance companies perform a very valuable service, but they want to keep their money. Although most cases settle before trial, it is paramount that the insurance companies know that if pressed, your legal team has the experience to take your case all the way. For 25 years, Ashton & Price has earned the reputation that if the insurance company isn't fair, we're ready to force them to be fair. My mom used to warn me, wait till dad gets home. Think of us as dad. The best part, there's no fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
If you've always wanted to be a part of that Jeep life, there's no better time than now than the 2025 Jeep Wrangler. And no one has a better selection than Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. The Jeep Wrangler has been unmatched in off-road capability for over 80 years. But being a Jeep owner, it's so much more than the performance on and off the road. It's a lifestyle. It's camaraderie. It's the versatility and the customization. The new Jeep Wrangler, it's better than ever. And you won't be able to find a better car buying experience or selection than at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Spring is here, and that means gigantic savings for all your oil change needs at Jiffy Lube today. Get a $25 gift card with the purchase of any Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change through May 31st at your local Jiffy Lube service center in the greater Sacramento areas. And don't forget about the additional $30 off online coupon at jiffylube.com. Terms apply. Valid email address required. See pennzoil.com/rewards for details. Jiffy Lube, a huge spring savings for you today.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin. And over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
the only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Well, what went wrong? The A's got blown out. The intros were weird.
Weird just because the same number.
Just
right?
the number 20. I love, if you just tuned in, love the tribute. Totally appropriate. Super good to honor him. Yeah. Love everybody who's wearing the same number. I'm just nitpicking.
You wanted positions.
I just want, instead of her saying number 24, 72 Street.
Well, because actually part of the problem and was even the clip you played earlier when it was the position player, Pareda pitching. And the Cubs guys were like, I don't know.
I don't know who
it's number
this
24.
Is. I have no idea. It's number 24. The Tough Shed Media Center's in a rough look. Though the mic wasn't working at the beginning of the national anthem.
Oh.
Yeah. So they hate America. That's fine. Yeah. Whatever. And the radio broadcast kept falling out, which we say is an issue, but I'm going to count that, Jason, as a positive because without that, we wouldn't have gotten this fun moment.
Nate Littlefield here in the A's production studios. Just update on the game. The Cubs scored again, so it's now 8-3.
You get the point. Radio kept falling in and out. We have a lot more examples of poor Ken Korak and friends trying to figure this out, including at the point where it went back out after them apologizing for it going out.
All right, we come back to the ballpark, and we apologize for the technical issues.
And back to a commercial. Right.
Now, there you go.
You'd like to think they'll fix that.
Yeah, of course.
I am 100%. Here's the good news, everybody. I just nitpicked everything. Nitpicked it. With the exception of the Tough Shed Media Center, that all could very well just be opening night things.
Right.
Opening night things that went poorly, and that will be fixed. But I do think it's going to be, whether it's all good and all bad, it's going to be a very entertaining summer of baseball here in Sacramento. Very unique.
For sure. And, it's just the start. This is the first one of 80 more this year, and then multiple years after that. I'd be curious for those that, for our text line or chatters on YouTube, if anybody that went, their experience, because it sure looked like fun. I mean, obviously, if you're an A's fan, it wasn't the result you wanted, but to see, look, I think you had a little bit of a cross section of, like, there were shirts I saw. There was, like, whether they wanted to show them or not, said, I'd rather be watching baseball at the Oakland Coliseum.
Yes.
Like, okay, fair. That's more than fair.
Sell the team chance.
Sell the team. And then also there were people, I got to believe, and I do know this because I knew a few people that went, that are A's fans that live in Sacramento that were happy that they had baseball right here.
There were, because the split with them is they hate John Fisher and they hate the fact that they're not in Oakland. Also, a lot easier to watch their team here than in Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
So it is a bit of kissing your sister for these A's fans, but it's better than kissing your dog. Right. I don't know.
And then also very much a lot of Cubs fans.
Yeah, and they tried. That's
but I think that's going to happen a little bit. Obviously it happened at the Coliseum when the Yankees were there, the Red Sox, the Giants. I think that's no different here because there are baseball fans in this area, and they're like, hey, I love the Red Sox.
Right.
And so I'm going to the game that the Red Sox are in town. So that kind of thing will be good for people in our general area.
Well, spoiler alert, for example, when the Yankees come to town.
Yes.
It's going to be a lot like when the Yankees go to Florida.
Yeah.
I actually think there will be remarks during the Yankees-A's games that there are actually more Yankee fans there than A's fans. And it probably won't be the truth, but it will give that appearance.
Yeah, and it's never quite 50-50 at Golden One, but look, when the Lakers are there, when the Celtics are there, the Bulls had a lot of fans. The Warriors, they're in there at Golden One Center. So it's not that different than that scenario.
And look, you had Major League Baseball in West Sacramento on a Monday night, and that's fantastic.
Yeah.
You've got the circumstances, you've got the politics, you've got the mistakes and the issues with the part. We could talk all day about that, the radio cutting out, all that stuff. You had Major League Baseball, real actual Major League Baseball that counts in the standings and will go down in history and all that. You had that in West Sacramento. And last night, believe it or not, there were new A's fans created, little kid
Absolutely.
A's fans. And that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And we go back to, personally, I wish the A's would have Sacramento attached to their name because I think that would have been a good play for them. I really do. I think someone like you who didn't want them to come here based on the circumstances, but now they're here, I think you would have bought some Sacramento A's swag, some gear.
I might have. I think you're right.
Over time.
No, you're right, because I'm a sucker
Sacramento.
for Sacramento stuff. Yeah. It was funny yesterday, and I thought about it quickly, but I did get a couple calls saying from friends, hey, I got an extra ticket. And I was like, but then I think more. I'd like to say that I stood on my principles, but honestly, I was like, I don't want to.
Yeah,
it's too late.
Right.
I'm tired. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Shout out to the chat, which is losing right now. Bad day for the chat and by the way, if you're on YouTube, just roll on in and chat away. Make sure you like and subscribe. But honestly, you know how like Michael Jordan would have days where he just carried the Bulls.
Right.
And you know how sometimes there's players that just shoot a team out of a win? Russell is having a day. He is single-handedly crushing the chat room right now. And the text line, honestly, even at 750, might be, we're not even halfway through the show, might be an insurmountable lead. He's killing our guy, Michael, who called, who's also a chatter, who went on and said, hey, thanks for taking the call. And Russ is like, high school basketball coach, huh? You know what you're talking about. You moron, idiot, stupid fit. Like, wow. Russell, calm down. The guy has an opinion that's not yours. It's okay.
So it's wrong.
Right. And by the way, at least the guy that gets to call in. Remember the last time Russ called in?
Mm-hmm.
Me neither. What if Russ's problem is he calls in, he's like, hi, guys, this is Russ. Like, that's his actual voice. Maybe he doesn't want to. There's anything wrong with that. We'd accept you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Russ is. That's a great point, Camp. Russ is the beef stew of the chat.
Ha!
Absolutely. My goodness. All right. Standings watch.
Yeah.
Well,
Kings got a mini break, right?
Didn't expect that one.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Actually, that was my thought yesterday. I thought the Kings would lose to the Pacers, and I thought the Mavs would beat the Nets. I go, it's going to be a game and a half. It's going to get worse before it could get better.
Same.
And then my belief here, go ahead and do the standings.
Oh, no. Mavs lose at home to Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm. Who wants these last two spots?
I don't know, and it's weird.
Right.
Didn't see that one coming, especially with Anthony Davis playing, though limited, still playing. The Mavs remain 1/2 game ahead of the Sacramento Kings with 6 games remaining for them. The Kings have 7 games remaining. The Kings lose a half game on the Phoenix Suns, who now are just 1 game back of Sacramento. Dallas, Sacramento, and Phoenix. And, if you want to count Portland, go ahead just for funsies. They are a combined 0-10.
Oof.
Over their last 10.
Yeah, and we know it doesn't work this way, but the Kings now play Washington and Charlotte. Nothing's guaranteed. There's no gimmies. But if the Kings were to win those 2 games, based on what Phoenix has over the next couple of days, including tonight against the Bucks, I think they're in by the weekend.
I think you're right.
And so that last game against Phoenix, everyone's talking, I just think, especially if Durant stays out, he may stay out the rest of the way if they lose. I think they got Milwaukee, Boston, and New York in the next 3, all in the road.
Yeah,
without Durant.
Yeah, they're gonna.
The Kings may only need to win 2 games.
They're gonna back into the play-in. It's just a matter of do we get a home game?
Yep. And you'd rather have the home game.
Sure.
They're not getting to 8. It's too far away. It's 9 or 10.
Which would be worse, getting in to the play-in and losing to Dallas and Dallas, or getting into the play-in and losing to Dallas and Sacramento?
In Sacramento.
That would be worse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with you. By the way, stat of the day, Jason Ross. It's not like the Nets are amazing this year. They're 25-51. They're 8-7 in road games against the West.
Wow, did not know that. You played last night, Drew Timmy.
I'm not going to do the thing where it's like, why did we give, like, where's Drew Timme going to play for us? But Drew Timme, since being called up by the Nets, is averaging 13 points, a little over 6 boards on splits of 60, 22, and 75. He's 2 for 9 from 3. 19 points and 6 boards against Washington last night. How about his first NBA double-double? Excuse me, that was against the Clippers, 11 and 10. And then last night, 9 points, 3 boards in 21 minutes. He looks like a real NBA player. Mm-hmm. And one of those guys that is trying to break the, oh God, who would be the all-time team? The Sean May, Luka Garza, Cherokee Parks. Didn't Cherokee Parks play in the NBA though? Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to think of like your Final Four outstanding, like those types that just don't do it. And, Drew Timme was such a good college player.
Yes, he was.
And so was Luka Garza, and so was Sean May, and so are a lot of. They just don't translate to the NBA.
Not all of them. Yeah.
Not all of them. Drew Timme. By the way, the announcer yesterday said he had a great call on Drew Timme. I'll try to find, which when I say great, I mean great, but also just absolutely terrible. Oh, here it is, Jason, and then we'll go to break here. Here's Steve. I want to like it or spike it on this Drew Timme call from the Brooklyn Radio Network.
That was their first turnover of the quarter. Davis spins, blocked by Timme. He's Himmy.
That's Iron Eagle. That guy could do no wrong in my book, so I'm liking it.
Why does that make me laugh? And it's so stupid.
He's Himmy.
Does that thing got a Himmy?
Blocked by Drew Timme. He's Himmy. That sounds like something I would say if I was a play-by-play guy.
See, then you should like it.
Hey, why not? We'll take a break.
We could ask Johnny about it.
Let's ask him. Long-time voice of the River Cats, and now being called up to the show a while back, A's broadcaster Johnny Doskow joins us coming up next.
Visit SacktownSports.com and join the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter.
For more than half a century, contractors and trade professionals have relied on WeatherGuard for heavy-duty truck and van storage equipment, not just to protect their tools, but to protect their professional reputations. Whether it's inside or outside of work vehicles, a WeatherGuard badge means pros can trust that their hard-earned name is in good hands. Since 1968 and every day since, WeatherGuard has been protecting anything it takes to build a professional reputation. WeatherGuard, established in 1968, proven every day. WeatherGuard.com.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Welcome to the SoFi NBA Play-In Tournament, a chance to punch your ticket to the playoffs and earn a spot on the main stage. Their title hopes are still alive. But to prove you've got what it takes, you've got to take somebody's place. What a finish! Every game, every play, and every moment matters. All you got to do is win to get in. Don't miss the SoFi NBA Play-In Tournament April 15th through 18th on ESPN and TNT.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
The word for has been used in golf for centuries, and its origins can be traced to the Middle Ages. According to historians, the word for is derived from the Old English word meaning before or in front of. In those days, the term was used to warn people of incoming arrows during archery practice. Another theory suggests that for has military connections. During the 19th century, artillery officers would yell for to warn their troops of incoming shells. This practice may have carried over to golf. The most popular theory, however, is that for has Scottish roots. In Scotland, forecaddy was used to describe a person who walked ahead of the golfers to spot where their ball landed. The forecaddy would then yell for to warn the golfers if their ball was heading towards another golfer or a spectator. Today, for is used to warn golfers or spectators of an errant shot. Whether it's derived from the Middle Ages, military practice, or Scottish roots, for has become an integral part of the game of golf, and now you know why. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. We were just talking about making history. Mm-hmm. In some ways, history we didn't want, but Major League Baseball last night in Sacramento, West Sacramento, I guess I should say. And a guy we've known for a long, long time, the longtime voice of our River Cats, and one of the great voices of the A's, the one, the only, the lovely, the talented Johnny Doskow. Johnny, it's Dave, it's Jason. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning to you guys. Great to be with you. Appreciate it.
Let me ask you. It's not like you've never called a game in that park, but I imagine a little bit different.
Yeah, it was surreal, man. It was cool though. It was cool. It was look, anytime you're working with Ken Korak, as you guys know, it's going to be good. And just to come back to that ballpark after all those years and see so many people I hadn't seen in a long time. And then Ken, giving me the mic, he said, look, he surprised me with he said, look, I'm going to, since you called all those games, all those years, and you know this place so well, I'm going to have you call the first inning. And when he said that, I couldn't even get words out. I was crying. So it was such an emotional night and such a classy thing to do, such a Ken Korak thing to do. He's such a good soul. So that was really cool. And so I finally, after about 20 seconds, battled through and did the inning. But just it was really cool to come back there and broadcast big league baseball. You know, it's funny. I always thought, like even in the early 2000s, I'm like, what if this place, what if Sacramento finally got big league baseball someday, and 25 years later, it actually did. So it was pretty cool. I know it's 3 years, but we're going to enjoy all 3 years of it.
Johnny, I got to say, I heard that when it was on. I was going to tell Dave that was the best story of the night. I didn't share it yet because I wanted you to say it. It says a lot about Ken for him to kind of give you that reign, but the pause that you had because you were emotional, it was so powerful. It was emotional radio to listen to. I was like, wow, where's John? And then I could tell it, and you'd hear it in the first things you said. You were taken back by it. It was a really cool moment. I hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, Jason. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was wild. I just he's just to be able to work with him, and when I first went on the air with him a couple of years ago, I forgot I was on the air. You just get lost. His voice is so velvety smooth, and he's so articulate and feels the game so much at his heart that you kind of get lost. I forgot. I actually had to talk. I'm actually on the air with you right now. I mean, he's that good, right? So yeah, it was really cool. And just to be able to work with him now, I'm doing 91 games with him. It's just really, I'm just learning every day and just embracing every moment I have with him.
Look, I'm 100% here for Ken Korak Love Fest as Johnny Doskow joins us, A's broadcaster, because I think Ken, and I'm sorry if some people take this as hyperbole on my kids, I believe this. I think Ken Korak belongs in the same exact conversation as an Ernie Harwell, as a Vince Scully, as a Bill King. And I mean, I know I'm throwing out the legends, but Ken has no flaws. His voice says baseball, his articulation, and the fact that he is such an amazing human. Jason, I've told you this before, but one time I don't know how the heck we got on the subject, but he started riffing on Led Zeppelin. This was when we were in spring training one time, and he was talking about Led Zeppelin, and I think the Doobie Brothers and all that. And it's one of those things where even if you're having a conversation with him off the air, it's kind of the photo negative of what you just said, Johnny. I almost felt like I was part of a broadcast with him because that tone in my ear. He's not pukey. He's not faking it. That's Ken, and I think he belongs in the conversation with any legendary baseball broadcaster ever.
I just couldn't have said it better than you did. He does. Yeah, he should be in the Hall of Fame, and he is with those voices. I grew up listening to Vince Scully, and he is in that class. There's no question. And you could talk. We hang out every day. We go to breakfast or lunch every day, and I love listening to him. He does riff about music and about life and about it. Just I love him. I love giving him a hard time now that I know him well. He's so much fun, and he's just he's such a class act. But on the air, he's one of the legendary voices, and he needs to be Fort C. Frick Hall of Fame, and I think he will be someday. I really do. But I'm really glad to hear you say that, because being around him every day and hearing him talk baseball every day, and he knows the history of the game. He loves the history of the game. So it's just fun to talk ball with him. You know, it's fun to talk ball outside the booth. It's fun to talk life with him. So I really appreciate those words that you said about him, because I'm with you. I want him to be in that Hall of Fame.
Yeah, there was so much going on, Johnny. Obviously, the first game in Sacramento, but I mean, a true A's legend in Ricky Henderson taken far too soon. You guys honored him. You talked about how you went to the memorial. The A's did a really good job with that, and just you got to know Ricky. I mean, I think of A's, that's the first guy I think of, and just I don't know, did the night go for him the way you thought it should, and the true homage to one of the greats of all time?
Yes, absolutely. And what I was thinking of, Jason, was Ricky spent a lot of time at that ballpark. Ricky was at what was Rayleigh Field in Sutter Health Park now. He was there a lot. He was there as a first base coach, a roving instructor. I interviewed Ricky there. Ricky loved that place. And one memory I have of Ricky, which says so much about Ricky, is that Ricky went on a road trip to Fresno and to see our team. And he spent over 2 hours with our booster club. The booster club was going nuts. I mean, it wasn't like 5-10 minutes. He spent 2 hours with them telling stories. He was holding court with about 25 of them. And it just says about Ricky. Ricky was incapable of big leaguing anybody. He was just Ricky. He loved people and was around people, and it was always loved to share stories and be himself. He was so authentic. And so that was really cool. We saw a Ricky celebration in Seattle too, because of course he played for the Mariners. So we had that. So we've had it twice already, and we're hoping we have it in Colorado as well on opening day on Friday. So just honoring Ricky, and we went to the memorial, and he'll forever be missed. He was so nice to everybody, and such a good dude, man. Such a good dude and such a legend. And you're around greatness when you're around him. And when you're around him, you're around greatness. But he didn't have that air of I'm too good for you. I'm too good for you. He was just a very down to earth, authentic person.
Johnny, it's so well said. And we talked about it when Ricky passed, and we're all about the same age. The three of us, we're all in the same generation. You know, when you look at cool, I'm talking about cool ball players from our youth. I don't care. I'm born and raised a Giants fan. Jason, you're a Yankee fan. You got like Doc Gooden was one that always sticks out. But to me, the coolest player to ever live in my lifetime was Ricky, where as little leaguers, we would be at the pizza place after a game. And if Ricky was on first, it was must-see TV. And we were all cheering for him to take second base. I just don't think there's going to be other great ball players. But there's never going to be another Ricky Henderson. Not even close.
I agree. I agree. I mean, you can have imitators and it's just, I don't know. It was that generation too, that era, Ricky was such a smart ball player. You talk about the athleticism. Yes. Were there faster guys? Absolutely. But he going first to third on a single, first home on a double, his reads, he studied. Like he was working with Esteury Ruiz a couple of years ago on reading the pitcher, on knowing the catcher, he studied way more than people think. He was a very smart baseball player. And there was nothing like growing up and watching Ricky at first base. Nothing. And so I agree with you. It was there will never be another Ricky Henderson. I think maybe the greatest player of all time. What he was able to do, just the damage he was able to do on the diamond, and defensively he was fun to watch as well. But just talking to himself, and I remember watching him on deck. I was at a game when I was younger at Angel Stadium, and we had really good seats. We were like 3 rows back. I watched Ricky. I just stared at Ricky the whole time, and he's on deck talking, looking at the pitcher, talking to the fans, and then he got 3 knocks, right? It's Ricky. He's incredible.
Johnny, just to follow up to, listeners of the show will know that, guys like you, Jason, Gary Gerald, people that do play-by-play are superheroes. To me, it's an arrow I wish I had in my quiver, and I always admire just the preparation, the talent it takes to be able to do play-by-play for a sport. So on that note, with the Ricky, the honoring of Ricky Henderson last night, I'm just curious, silly question, but did all the same numbers, did that provide an extra challenge for you or for the guys calling the game, or did you have some tricks in the trade to be able to figure that out?
You mean the numbers as far as his career numbers?
No, as far as everybody wearing 24.
You know what? At this point, thanks, Dave. At this point, how a guy walks, and especially guys that were there last year, how guys move and how. Sure. So you have an idea now. If it was like spring training when you have 30,000 changes in the 5th inning, you're like, then we would have had trouble. But I think now we're 6 games into the regular season, 5 games into the regular season. We didn't have a problem with that. But you're right. That would be a challenge on opening day when we hadn't seen a lot of the guys. Yeah.
Because I know the Cubs, we had some clips of the Cubs broadcasters having some issues. I figured it'd be easier for our guys. But.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So, Johnny, the season outlook, look, last night, and I don't know if this is a sign of things to come. I mean, a ton of offense yesterday for the Cubs, but the A's pitching had been pretty good leading into that. Do you think that this is going to be themed as an offensive ballpark based on your experience and the major league players there out at Sutter Health Park?
A lot of people have asked that. I think in April, the one thing I will say is they're still facing big league pitching, right? So I do think, yes, it'll be offensive minded. There's no question we get to June, July, August when it gets warm. And we're going to have some 15-14s. We're going to have some 11-10s, right? We're going to have some 17-5s. And of course, yesterday was hopefully an outlier with the pitching because you look at the A's starting pitching, it's going to be better, I think, than people think. And of course, it starts with Severino. But will this be an offensive ballpark compared to other big league ballparks? Yes, it will. But I don't think it's going to be as offensive minded as people are saying. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It gets cooler at night, Delta breeze and everything. But isn't it just how baseball works? The opening night, all the fans out there, and then your pitching blows up that one night. I mean, I don't think they'll have another game like that this year where they allow 17, 18 runs, right? That's how baseball works. It's cruel sometimes, right? You have one of those games where the Cubs get rolling, and of course it's opening night, right? But I do think it'll play hitter friendly for sure. I just don't think it's going to play as hitter friendly as people are saying.
Johnny, I didn't know the story about Ken Korak to start the show, so I really want to thank you for sharing that. That makes me emotional to hear that. Just knowing the road, we spoke to you when you got called up to the show, and the road you've been on, and I thought a lot about you yesterday because you're very unique. Maybe the most unique in this situation where the A's are here and they're playing at that field and you're an A's broadcaster, but let's be honest, you're more River Cats in your career at this point than you are A's. So I got to imagine it's not mixed emotions, the emotions swirling for you, not to mention you were probably a walking question and answer session to other people asking about the park and the fans and Sacramento and all that. So this is understatement of the year, Johnny. this has to have been an incredibly special week for you.
No, thanks, Dave. Thanks for saying that. Yeah, it was. And I actually, even before Ken did that, giving me the mic for the first inning, I was in tears from about 5:30 on. I couldn't hold back. And Ken's like looking at me like, man, you are emotional. I couldn't stop. I held it in the whole thing. I was talking to people and kind of pushed it. Bill Burrow, he says, push it down. And I was pushing down those emotions. And then it finally just flowed out from 5:30 to when we went on the air. So I was a mess. And it just all kind of came to a head when I got in the booth kind of alone with Ken, our engineer. But yeah, it was really emotional just thinking back about all the games that I did there. And it's funny, I'm going to tell you something. I'm told I haven't really talked about this, but every year when I walked out to my car, I always park in the players lot, but every year from like 2008 on, it was like whatever date it was, say it was June 12th, I would say this is the last day I'll be walking out on June 12th because I'm going to the big leagues next year. And I said that every day from 2008. And for 14 years, I was lying to myself because I was back in AAA, right? So you spend your whole time, right? You're broadcasting AAA and you're trying to get to the big leagues. And you always think, oh, next year's my year. But every year. And finally, I got to 2022 and I was like, it's probably not going to happen. Why do I keep talking about this? It's probably not going to. And then all of a sudden, then it does happen, right? So, yeah, so it was emotional because you do, as much as I love Sacramento, and Sacramento's in my heart, I consider it my hometown. You always, when you're in AAA, you want to get to the big leagues, right, as a broadcaster. So to get to the big leagues as a broadcaster and come back to the place where I was dreaming of that is surreal. It really is.
That's so awesome.
That is incredible.
That is
picture all of those emotions and those thoughts, man.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Do us one favor, other than coming on the show and giving us your time. Would you please pass on our love and respect to Ken? Tell him we miss him and look forward to talking to him soon. And Johnny, we're just so damn proud of you. Thank you for coming on, and it really means a ton. And we are you're a vessel for the city. We're just so damn proud of you. I can't say it any better than that.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. It's good to see you guys.
Thank you. Take care. That's Johnny Doskow. Wow.
I wish you could have heard it. So I was left here. Kings played. Pull up the app, listening.
Yeah.
And it just, Ken's like doing the intros, all that. He's like, well, Johnny, 20 plus years. This is your park. You've made Sacramento. And it was like, oh, it's cool what Ken's saying.
That
and he goes,
so cool.
I think it's only fitting that you take the first inning. And I was like, whoa.
That is so
And then
cool.
I didn't hear anything. And I was like, wait, turn his mic on.
Oh my God.
And he was, he was done.
I couldn't blame.
I was feeling that way. I'm like, wow, this is really powerful.
Johnny's you like seeing good people succeed.
And good for Ken to do that, but also Johnny, that was so great for Johnny. Loved it.
I think we, all four of us, should move into an apartment together.
Yeah.
Hang out.
We do.
Watch ball.
Just listen to Ken talk about Led Zeppelin.
I can tell you right now, I can promise you this. I'd be back into baseball full force if I live with Johnny. We'll take a break. When we come back, more on the A's home opener in Sacramento next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Spring is in the air, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping for new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Carmichael Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
All right, we're back. Sean waited through that whole interview, and we appreciate that. So we always respect people's times, and we thank you for listening. Good morning, Sean. Welcome in.
Hey, what's going on? Appreciate the call. That was such a great interview. So I really had no problem sitting through that and just listening to his full circle moment and just kind of taking it all in the same way that I took it in last night. Kind of was a full circle moment for me because I was at that very first River Cats game 25 years ago, and it was very eerily similar. The bad weather. I mean, it didn't dump and rain like it did that River Cats game, but, the weather was kind of iffy. We weren't sure if we were going to get rain. And then there was just like so many things that kind of happened at that 25-year ago game. It was like we couldn't get in the game because the ticket app wasn't working, so we missed the intros. We go to the concession stands, and it was like a 10-minute wait for a hot dog because they were just so backed up. But overall, it was such a great time. I got to spend it with my family, so it was, a historical moment for us. I grew up in West Sac. I went to River City High School. So just being there, seeing, MLB baseball in my hometown was just amazing. So, yeah, man, I enjoyed every bit of it. But there were, a few technical difficulties. We saw the drone incident in left field. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. What were your thoughts on the game?
Jason?
Yeah, I don't know what but I saw the drone thing too on TV. I didn't know what that was from, if that was a fan, if they were doing that. There were some shots they were utilizing that from the TV crew, but well, look, he was there, so that's a better feel. There's always a better vibe, but from what I heard, the radio story was incredible, which I think we're going to try to get here in a few moments about Ken and Johnny. But the presentation on TV it looked great.
Absolutely, it did.
So, I mean, I'm not there. I'm not in the elements. But what we saw, besides that, the game got out of hand, but it looked phenomenal.
It's a very TV friendly ballpark.
Yeah, and some of the shots that they would take from outside the park, sweeping in, you're seeing what's the money store,
the money store pyramid, was it the ziggurat?
Yeah, and then the tower bridge. Sometimes they're coming man.
Yeah,
that's ours. It just looked great to me.
Also, I don't think it's been the money store thing for 20 years. You and I are so
good branding.
I don't know what the hell it is. It's a good game when the Bat Boy is doing media post game. Here is Stuart Thalblom.
Way to go, Stewie.
On taking down that pesky drone.
I think for me, it was just I didn't want to cut my fingers off. I always see that on the news, people
always.
hurt themselves when it's hovering or whatever in their hand, it's caught in it. And so I was I try to catch it by the bottom, and it was there for me. So I just grabbed it, and then I just started whacking the what do you call them, the wings of it basically with the bat, just to snap them off so it wouldn't fly away from me, because I was gonna take it behind the wall, and then we couldn't figure out what to do with it, and it was trying to fly away from me. So I just was okay, let me just destroy the wings so that it can't fly anymore. So
drone killer. That's a great fight. Because I'm always seeing on the news where people are losing their fingers.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
You see it all the time. Nice job, Stu. Doing a little media there. And it makes me think, more impressive grab.
That's risky.
Stu and the drone.
Or
Manu and the bat.
That one.
I'm not disagreeing with you. Let me just play counter here. Let's Stephen A. And skip this thing. But rabies.
Yes.
Rabies. But also fingers.
Lost fingers. Either one could have been lost fingers.
Also, I'm not a huge drone guy. I've seen them, but
I'm a big drone guy.
Are the drone, what are those called? Flaps? Wings? Or what's the
propellers?
Propellers, thank you. Are drone propellers going to chop your finger off?
They might.
Really?
I don't know.
I feel like I feel like it at most would sting a little.
Okay.
No, well, because it's not
it's a little fan, and you can just put it there that didn't hurt.
It's not like a helicopter propellers. Maybe it is. They're not
They're
sharpened
knives.
Also, like, I guess the drone person doesn't get it back.
No,
that's it.
Not after he hit it with the wings with the bat.
I'm actually surprised that doesn't happen more often, where people just stand outside stadiums and fly their little. You get drones for like $100. That'll do that.
We had this year that happened at Sac State played the first game of the year at San Jose State, and there was a drone delay.
Really?
Yeah, someone had, and I think it was actually like the coaching staff or someone was like, I think it was for game film. I don't know. Like, no, we can't have that.
I'm surprised that they haven't. There's going to be like a sell the team drone group holding a little blankie or whatever. Also on the, we didn't want to talk, a special day for Johnny. We didn't want to ask, but honestly, hearing him talk right now, and, he's a Sacramento guy, makes me wonder, if they do go to Vegas in a few years, like, God, you got to think he's uprooting and going there too.
I would think so.
Yeah. That's a big life change.
And Ken, I don't know. I hope Ken keeps going forever, but he's got I think he lives in Vegas or part-time, or that he's got a place there. So that might be home for him.
I got to think when I knock off and I hit sports heaven, I got to think G-Man's on the basketball call. Ken's on the baseball call. And then I don't know. Oh, and then Pop is on the football call.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good trio.
With my FSU Chiefs guy. Aren't they the same guy?
No. FSU Tampa Bay.
It's FSU Tampa Bay, thank you.
Gene Deckerhoff.
He's doing college. He's doing college. Whoa, no. He's doing the other it's got to be Keith Jackson.
Oh, there you go.
Scott, I can't. I can't.
Whoa, Nelly.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we got to do it, ladies and gentlemen. There were some good times. There were some rough times. Either way, there will be some funny times. Chris and Jason got together for another episode of Kings Rewind. Coming up next.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sacktown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for three, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9861. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9861. That's 800-575-9861. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The hot weather is coming. Is your HVAC system ready for it? Let Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating make sure it is. Get to Lee'sAirPlumbingandHeating.com. Check out their $99 HVAC tune-up special. And let me tell you why Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating is the way to go. They took care of me when our heater collapsed over the winter, and Lee's set us up with a great new HVAC system that is providing comfort, value, and quality. Let Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating take care of you. License number 635355.
And now a brief history of the garage door. Garage doors could date back to 450 BC when chariots were stored in gatehouses. Here in the States, they became a thing around the start of the 20th century. You could find a float over door in a catalog way back in 1906. National Garage Door has been around since 1974. They're family owned and operated, so you can trust them to solve any garage door issues you may have. Squeaky door, malfunctioning door, or a need for a new door, which is what prompted us to give them a call, 916-638-4554. At National Garage Door Services, their number one priority. I've witnessed that commitment in my own home, certainly in our garage. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer branded garage doors. They are the nation's BSE broken spring experts. So if you have a garage door that looks and sounds like it dates back to 450 BC, National Garage Door can help, whether it's a garage door tune-up, repair, or replacement you need. They'll take care of you at National Garage Door. 916-638-4554. That's 916-638-4554.
National Garage Door.
What's going on, world? It's your boy Kevin Hart with some exciting news. I am coming to a city near you. My new tour is called Acting My Age, and I want to see you there. Come out, have a good night, a good time. It's all new material in a much, much more intimate setting. Go get your tickets and head to KevinHartNation.com now.
Comedy superstar Kevin Hart brings his new tour, Acting My Age, to the venue at Thunder Valley on Saturday, April 26th. Tickets on sale now at ThunderValleyResort.com and KevinHartNation.com.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Paul Mitchell, The School, Sacramento, and Stoney's Rockin' Rodeo. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Are you tired of your tee shots ending up in the adjoining fairway while the rest of your foursome is hitting it down the middle? Well, experts will tell you that being properly fitted for golf clubs will help you strike your drive center cut. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio and its team of trained PGA professionals are ready to help you get rid of your banana balls and duck hooks. Hagen Oaks Indoor-Outdoor Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Susan Slusser of the Chronicle published, I'm not sure how long ago. I spilled coffee all over my shirt. That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
Published a interview with John Fisher, including Sacramento and why they won't sell, or why he won't sell, and all that fun stuff. So we'll get to that at some point. The ever reclusive, John Fisher, speaking to the great Susan Slusser of the San Francisco Chronicle. All right, let's do this. Kings Pacers last night, not the outcome we wanted, but certainly fun parts of the game. Or maybe it was the outcome you wanted. I shouldn't say that, depending on where you're at. Also, new poll outs. I put this out a little bit ago, guys. About 230 votes in so far.
I'm shamelessly pumping the poll here.
Thank you, Sam. We'll talk to him Thursday. We asked this earlier on the show. If you were the Kings general manager and the Pacers offered Tyrese Halliburton straight up for Domantas Sabonis, what do you say? As always, Jason, what's the winning decision, and what would you guess the percentage is?
I'm going to say people would do that trade at 54%.
Christopher Ladd?
66% they would.
Well, if cheating is bad karma, if you cheated, you got bad karma because you nailed it. 66%.
I know Sacramento.
Of Kings voters.
Chris pulled all of those.
Yeah. All right. Kings Rewind right now, please. Kings and Pacers last night, it didn't go well.
Well, let's find out. Game 2 of the Kings road trip took them to Indianapolis, Indiana, and Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
That's a
Diddy
banger.
It was the Kings and Pacers for the second and final time this season.
You want some? Come get some.
Indiana blew open a tie game at the half at G1C to an easy win in what would be Mike Brown's second to last game as head coach of the Kings in the first meeting.
Who? Mike Brown.
Yeah.
Who? Mike Brown.
Who? Okay. Monday night, the Kings were looking for a little revenge and hoping to play much better than they did on Saturday in Orlando.
Just remember to have fun out there today. And if you lose, I'll kill you.
Sacramento got some good news before tip-off because Indiana had a late scratch in starting center Miles Turner, who was out for the game.
Go home, smell you later.
Kings got off to a slow start when the Pacers jumped out to a 16-6 lead.
Here we go again.
After that, the Kings regrouped and owned a 1-point lead after one.
Yahoo for me.
Yahoo for school.
In the second quarter, after a scoreless first, Zach LaVine got hot and scored 14 points in the second. Veen. Not as much gusto for
Veen.
Okay. At halftime, the Kings' lead was 60-54 with LaVine, DeRozan, and Sabonis all in double figures.
Now we're starting to roll, boys.
Speaking of Sabonis, it was a return to Indiana for him in a matchup against former King Tyrese Halliburton.
But you low-life scumbag, two-faced, narcissistic
I know him. Wow. Yeah.
The third quarter got even better for the Kings as by the midpoint they had opened up a 16-point lead and it was looking like the Kings may get back in the win column.
Well,
the good vibes wouldn't last long because Indiana finished the quarter on a 21-10 run and closed the gap to just 5.
Keep it together. Keep it together, keep it together, keep it together, keep it together, keep it together.
In the fourth quarter, the Kings went up 9 with 9 minutes to go, and the question became, could they hold on?
It's a change.
Things go your way if you hold on for one. Gives me every charm.
The Kings had the lead all the way until the final 2 minutes when former King Tyrese Halliburton buried a 3 to give Indiana their first lead of the second half.
I hate you. I hate you.
A Kings miss followed that, and then Pascal Siakam buried another triple, and that proved to be a dagger.
Oh, God! Oh, God!
The Kings have now lost 10 of their last 13 and have fallen to 3 games below 500 with just 7 games to go.
Boy, do I know!
The Kings stayed a half game back of Dallas, who lost to Brooklyn.
That's not good.
It's not good.
Yeah, the Kings' lead is just 1 over the Suns with less than 2 weeks to play.
What should I do? What should I do?
Well, this is going to come down to the wire with the Kings on their way to Washington, D.C. to face the Wizards.
I'm the Wiz and nobody beats me.
And there you go. That's how it all played out.
That is well done. Well done, Chris. Well done, Jason. You know, how we've been doing this. Did we start this game 1?
Yep.
Okay. I've been doing this all year. I've waited 70 plus games. Chris, I just want to say you know every quote from every movie. I've been waiting to see if you get it in there. How have you not ever thrown this in there? It might be my favorite movie quote ever.
Yep, that's right. I'm running things. I'm running things. Yep.
I feel like that would be something you would do.
Is that Undercover Brother?
That's
no.
Tommy Davidson in oh God, why am I blanking? Come on.
Yep, that's right. I'm running things. I'm running things.
I'll find it. I should know. Is it Black Dynamite? I think.
I don't know.
I think it's Black. Yeah, it's Black Dynamite. Oh,
I've never seen it.
You've never seen? Oh, come on! It's one of those movies that is it a great movie?
Yes.
I don't know. Is it a movie that has some tremendous moments like that? Okay, well then that explains it. I honestly thought for sure you'd seen that movie. Well done, boys. Well done indeed. Big day today. Our big market manager's leaving.
Yeah, last day is what, Thursday?
I just spoke to him. He said basically today's the last day. He's going to be in.
Go home, smell you later.
He's going to be in for some technical stuff for an hour. But today's
technical stuff,
like computers and just offboarding. I guess if you have onboarding, there's
power down.
There's onboarding, there's offboarding, there's waterboarding. He's coming in for the offboarding,
boogie boarding.
Yeah. Ooh, Mount boarding more, and school.
Ooh, good one.
Mark Ohl. So stupid. Why did don't you'll get me going. So very, very interesting. Very, very well. I'm surprised I went outside. The engineers are barbecuing today. which
already
that's what they do.
Yeah.
Our engineers barbecue.
Meanwhile, this is still out.
This is still out, but those wings are going to be great.
Yeah.
Chris had an idea of something to do at the event. We'll see.
Are we going to do it?
What's
the idea?
I don't know. Well, just in case they're listening, I want it to be a surprise. And then I don't. Okay, he's the only. Look, everybody feels whatever. He's the only boss I've ever had here. Right, market manager ever since I was.
He never had the other one.
So Doug Harville was but since I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And so
excuse me, sir. Would you mind if I went on the radio for a little bit, please?
Well, the other part of the story is he didn't know my name for 12 years. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, that type of thing.
Oh, I feel good. It only took about 9.
Yeah, it was a long, but I don't know what the rules are here. I was gonna get him something just. I always we have this thing about peanut M&Ms. He used to have a bowl of wintergreen lifesavers, individually wrapped in wintergreen lifesavers. And I don't know why, but that's actually the go-to with me that I think about, because anytime I was in his office for a long time, it was always because I was in a lot of trouble. You were in for one of those. And I'm a nervous, everybody sees me pounding popcorn at games. I'm a nervous eater. I have to eat or do something when I'm nervous or I'm fidgety. I'm very fidgety. So I would just my move would be I'd wait for him to look at his computer or turn around or something when I'd be sitting down, and I'd grab a handful of them and I'd pocket them, and then I'd just slowly take one at a time out. But I could down about 14, 15 of those lifesavers in a single sitting. I thought about getting him one of those, but what's your ruling on this? I feel like it also comes off as ass kissery, but he's leaving.
Yeah, was he going to have those at his house?
No, I meant the appearance of it.
Yeah.
He's leaving, so what's the point?
You want something to be thanked for one last time.
Yeah. Yes, I want a speech.
Yeah.
I actually want the speech. No, I ended up. I think my gift will be because today's the wrong day to have the barbecue.
Big hug and a kiss.
I think I am going to lay a hug on. He is not a hugger.
No,
I'm going to lay a hug on. I am 100%
uncomfortably long.
Yeah, purpose. I'm going to wait. Here's the thing. So
go, Dave.
I think he'll accept the hug, but then I'm going to wait for him to begin to pull away.
You bring him in a little longer.
It's like a choke in the UFC. As soon as the person taps, you're supposed to let go immediately. His tap will be to disengage the hug. I'm going to wait a full 2 Mississippis.
Yeah.
You know what he would really love too? If you smoked about 3 to 4 cigarettes right before you hugged him.
Oh, then I'd have to start smoking again, Chris. God, there's kids listening.
It'd be worth it.
It honestly would be for the bit. But also nap time. It's at noon. Also, Huddersfield Town plays 11:45.
Ooh,
yeah,
conflict.
So I'm going to be in a corner somewhere downstairs by myself, looking at my phone the whole time, and then he'll make a speech, and then I'll put an AirPod in.
Yes. Oh, I mean, I agree with you.
Which was the hardest time of my life.
Come on.
It's going to be right at the time where he's like, and I'm gonna. It is so tough leaving. Yeah. Oh, not you. Goal.
Yes, we have goals. So.
We score a goal, and I just rip my shirt off and run around the room. Everyone's wondering why is he doing that? We'll take a break. Again, we'll take a break. When we return, who's hot, who's not? We'll recap 3 in the key, and we're gonna go streaking. How did we do? I don't know. That's why we're gonna do it next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. When buying a new grill, every detail matters. For March, grab a $149 gift with purchase of every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill, including a pizza lover starter kit and much more. More March savings include up to $79 off Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium stainless steel that boasts quality. See how Napoleon will help you achieve the perfect grilling experience. Visit Green Acres Nursery today with your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
If you've been looking for an SUV that combines luxury, comfort, and off-road capability, look no further than the most awarded SUV ever, the Jeep Grand Cherokee at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. With 470 foot-pounds of torque, a 6,000-pound towing capacity, great gas mileage, the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is the perfect SUV for all your needs. See for yourself why people are coming from all over to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Centrally located across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course, it's the place where a handshake still means something.
What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who is hot?
Carson Kelly.
Yeah, he is.
Carson Kelly.
He hit for the cycle last night in the Cubs' 18-3 win over the Athletics of Yolo County.
Too many runs.
From the 530, Dave, you got to sniff him while you hug him. I'm famous at my job for hugging awkwardly and saying you smell different when you're awake. It's Greg in Yuba City. Text line wins today.
Good line.
Text line wins today. Congratulations, text line. Yeah. Usually chat line wins. Text line chatters do better tomorrow. Chris, who is not?
The Athletics. They gave up 18 runs yesterday. That is the most by any team in a home opener in 100 years. But they did better than the Browns, who allowed 21 to the Indians in 1925.
Guardians. I will say this. I'm easily swayed sometimes. Johnny Doskow put a lot of things in perspective for me real quick.
Yeah.
That Johnny Doskow interview might be my favorite thing so far about the A's coming here. Honest to God.
Yeah.
It was so good to hear how much it meant to him.
Yeah, I found the clip, by the way, if you want to
yes, is that in this says new folder? Is that
daily audio?
Nope, not there. All right, it's really easy to get to, Jason. So what I'm gonna do,
I'm
gonna and then here we go. So if you listen to the interview,
yeah, this is a little longer version of it, but I just cut it really fast.
That's fine. This is Johnny spoke about getting emotional because Ken Korak, longtime legendary voice of the A's, surprised him. Of course, Johnny, longtime River Cats announcer,
Yes.
huge ties to Sacramento.
And I have nothing to do with this.
And Chris has, I hope, nothing to do with this. This is Jason cut this. This is Johnny Doskow being surprised and emotional when Ken threw it to him in the very first inning.
Yeah, it sure was. We miss him every day, think about him every day. So Joey Estes on the hill for the A's against the Cubs. Joey would like to forget what happened when he faced the Cubs back in September at Wrigley Field when he lasted just 1 inning plus, and he allowed 9 hits and 6 runs. Well, we thought it would be appropriate because Johnny Doskow has been synonymous with baseball in the Sacramento area for better than 2 decades as the voice of the River Cats here in this very press box. And I I know how much it means to you. This is your hometown, your adopted hometown. You've lived here for more than 2 decades, and just thought it would be cool for you to have the honor of calling the first pitch and the first inning of Major League Baseball in your hometown, Johnny.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll get through it. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Ken. It's been a pretty moving few hours here, just coming back here. But thank you so much. That's quite an honor, especially coming from someone like you. So I appreciate it. And it's been quite the day, hasn't it?
Well, it has been. And I think your media appearances started at about 3 o'clock in the morning. You've been the busiest guy in town. But it's been a hectic day. Well, it always is. Any home opener, so much goes on and so much preparation. But I think doubly so for the A's and their staff and Mark Hotze, the players, is christening this ballpark in terms of Major League Baseball tonight.
Yeah, there's not an empty seat in the house as Joey Estes gets back up on the hill. The Chicago Cubs, the historic franchise here for the first ever big league game in the Sacramento region.
Can I just say that's the first time I've heard that. Pro move by Doskow to throw it back to Korak real quick.
He needed some time
to give himself, and pro move by Korak to catch the pass and dribble for a little bit to give Johnny a little bit of time to compose himself. You could tell he was surprised, overwhelmed, honored, and just all the emotion just splashed down on his head.
And that pause, like when I'm listening to it, going, turn his mic on.
Yeah, is he okay?
Yeah, and then it was.
Yeah, you heard him kind of. Clear his throat.
It was authentic.
That is class. Shockingly, class from the legendary Ken Korak. We got to get Ken on. It's been too long. Congratulations once again to the great Johnny Doskow and and these guys. I'll just say one more thing. Say what you want about John Fisher. Say what you want about the A's. Say what you want about Sacramento. Say all the politics, all the off-field. The position that Johnny, that Ken, that Jenny, that Dallas, the Townie, the whole broadcast crew have been in for the past year and a half. The impossible positions of having to do their job, doing their best to acknowledge and honor A's fans, also knowing that one false move could literally end their career with the A's. And the tap dancing and figure skating they've had to do, the extra stress. There's some guy on the radio team for the St. Louis Cardinals right now that's like, I'm just calling baseball games. Mm-hmm. Whereas these guys have had a whole different level to their jobs that they didn't ask for. Good job.
Yeah, very good job.
Really, really good job.
Not easy to do.
All right, well. It's not easy to be right on all your 3 in the keys either, but we're going to give it a shot. 3 in the key, Kings Pacers right now. Twitter poll is out today, and we asked if you would trade Sabonis for Halliburton. And the Kings fans have weighed in with 343 votes. The vote 64-36. Yes. So I was trying to get some news in there, but also had to time it out syllable-wise. Did I cut you off?
No. I felt like you were running out of breath.
I always am. I'm out of shape. 64-36 would do the trade if the Pacers offered Halliburton for Sabonis. That's interesting. We also have the final, by the way, yesterday, Jason. 1,840 votes. That's your final tally. Keep the pick or make the play-in if it was a binary choice. Final tally. 78% of Kings fans would rather miss the play-in and keep the pick. Hey, back to you.
Okay, well, let's go to our predictions from yesterday. They did include Halliburton and Sabonis, or Saliburton and Habonis.
Salad-Burton is great.
We asked for points and assists for Tyrese Halliburton. Davey said 25 and 11.
Yes.
I said 18 and 11.
Yes.
Chris said 13 and 10.
No.
He was 18 and 11. I got it right on.
You nailed it. That's an extra 3 points.
Right on for that.
For 2.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
For Sabonis, we wanted points and rebounds. Dave, you said 16 and 16.
Yes.
I said 20 and 16. No. Chris said 26 and 14.
Oh.
He was 25 and 16. So you and I got the rebounds, but Chris was only 1 rebound off and only 1 point off.
I guess we'll give it to old Verlid.
Yeah, he gets it. But how about this? The random stat, Dave, you said Kings will shoot over 40% from beyond the arc. 12 of 27 equals 44.4%.
Yes!
You got it.
Yes!
I said the Kings would score 115 points or more and lose. They got 109.
It's pretty dang good. It's not good enough, though.
And then, Chris, there would be a shot of Tyrese Halliburton crying. I don't think that happened.
Oh, that was on the postgame.
Oh,
wait, it's postgame interview. He's like, I'm so happy we won. It's so great. It's so great.
Halliburton.
But you low-life scumbag, two-faced, narcissistic
Salad Burton. Wow. All right, I'm looking around the room. We're wearing too many clothes. Let's do it. Let's go streak.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
Streaking. All right, Carmichael Dave on a 6-game hitting streak heading into yesterday.
Yeah.
Took from the Athletics.
Yeah, I had to go with the ass.
Yep. Lawrence Butler, LB.
Larry
B. 1 hit, 1 for 3.
That's all we need, Jason.
Hitting streak is now at 7 for Dave. You're batting 4 for 16 on the year, 250. 1 homer, 2 RBIs. The hitting streak, by the way, carried over.
It's starting to get serious.
Yeah. So you're basically getting a hit a day, but it's working. You're not batting that well, but
appreciate that.
Streak's
just need a hit.
I went with the Athletics as well, and I took Shea Langoliers, and I said he was going to hit the first ever home run in that ballpark. He did not. He got up 3 times, and he did not get a hit.
He did.
Ooh, you suck.
It's over. Over now, move over. It's over.
It's over.
That's
It's
over.
over, ladies and gentlemen.
What a lizard. I am now batting 190 on the season.
Oh.
But 2 homers and 5 RBI leading the show.
Oh, that's pretty good. You have power.
Yeah. Christopher Laud on a 5-game hitting streak right behind Dave if he could get a hit yesterday. He went away from the Athletics and went to Bobichette. Bobichette, 4 plate appearances. Bobichette, 0 hits.
Ooh, you suck. It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
Chris is now batting 300, though, leading the show on the season with 1 RBI. So Chris is at 0. I'm at 0. Dave, wow, it's 7.
Well, guys,
look out for this guy.
Happy to be here. Good Lord willing, help the ball club. Okay, well, I'm going to go with another hitting streak. Now, mine's 7. His is only 3. A little nervous about this, but I am going to pick Mookie Betts.
Mookie Betts.
Can I tell you, I really want to pick Michael Busch. That might come back. That Busch might come back and haunt me tomorrow.
Yeah. Betts for you, Fernando Tatis. For me.
Fernando Tatis.
Yeah.
I will take Kyle Tucker.
Oh, he's going the Cubbies.
Kyle Tucker.
I mean, he's 4 for 7 for the series.
Yeah, so he's due to go over. That's what I'm thinking with Mookie.
Good luck, Dave. I'd like to see you get to 8.
Yeah. What's the record? 16?
I don't know if it was. It might have been around that last year. 14, maybe.
Okay,
I don't know. We're guessing.
Well, we'll take a break. When we come back, let's get some post-game reaction to the Kings losing to Indiana. Also, other than Johnny Doskow, the coolest thing I've heard all day. I'll play it for you next.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, Athletics, and Republic FC with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SacktownSports.com to join.
This season, it's not just madness on the hardwood, but outdoors in the yard, too. No matter what the challenge, Ego Outdoor Power Equipment delivers incredible power and performance. From yard work essentials like mowers, blowers, chainsaws, and trimmers to innovations such as portable power stations and cordless pressure washers. You can use the same battery to power over 90 tools. That's why Ego has over 200,000 5-star reviews and counting. Check out the winning lineup at egopowerplus.com.
When you hear that a small Blizzard treat is just 85 cents in the DQ app,
you might just feel like you're dreaming. 85-cent Blizzard treats. Trust us when we say you're not. But get to DQ quickly, because this dream is only a reality for so long. Hurry and get your small Blizzard treat for just 85 cents with a $1 purchase when you sign up for DQ Rewards. For a limited time at participating locations. Terms apply.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda. One-stop Honda shop.
It's Carmichael Dave talking to you about my good friends at American Energy. You're in the Sacramento area. You know how the seasons work. They are a-changing right now. So American Energy wants to help you stay warm for the rest of the cold season, but help you stay cool during the warm season. Best way to do that, make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of half off a tune-up, $24.50. They cut that right in half, and if you want a diagnostic, guess what? You can't beat free. If it's free, it's me, and now it can be you. And also, it's the end of the season blowout. $4,000 off a new system plus any rebates. That $4,000, that's a direct drop from the sticker price. It's a great deal. Check them out at theaeway.com or an instant quote, or give them a call at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
I love this time of year when the azaleas begin to bloom and the singing birds' sweet dawn chorus remind us that blue skies and sunshine are at hand. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. In sports, the definition for the word master is one who's achieved a high degree of skill, and that will be on display in the highly anticipated golf tournament. In the furniture business, a master is a highly skilled craftsman, an artist even, whose work is coveted by those who appreciate design, quality, and durability. John Keyes was the mastermind of Naturewood Home Furnishings. He knew that you wanted your home to reflect your personal style, whether that was a plain coffee table or a masterpiece for you to enjoy forever. That's why when you walk into Naturewood Home Furnishings, you'll find the largest and best selection of the highest quality home furnishings in Northern California. Masterful. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Sacramento Kings basketball.
The Sacramento Kings have moved and pulled off the improbable.
The run to the playoffs.
There's a steal by Kia. Career high 6. Breakaway. Hammer time.
On Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. All right. Knowing Chris, he's probably seen this. If not, I'm just gonna. This is not sports related, but boy, I've got to be honest. I'm super excited.
This better be good.
I want to see.
You said it's the best things
for me. I'm all in. I'm very excited, and I fully acknowledge there will be people out there that are not.
Do you think Chris and I are going to be in?
I don't think either of you will be as excited as me. I think Chris will be. Chris is. I'm almost positive. I don't even want to say because then Chris will do the opposite. But okay. I'm almost positive he's gonna be like,
yeah, sounds like me.
And you, I could see being like, well, you know, okay. A new movie trailer has dropped.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
No, okay, he knows. Oh. Yeah, see, I saw it. See how long, if at all, Jason, it takes you to guess what this movie could be. Okay, and you guys can play along at home.
You want to talk about it?
My mom wants us to leave everything behind.
Sometimes it is the only way to move forward.
That's the voice of Jackie Chan, by the way.
You come to America. New rules. New school. No fighting. You make any friends?
Yeah, I did. One.
What's his name?
Mia?
All right, don't say it if you know, but do you have any idea yet?
Not quite sure. No. I'm
Okay.
not
Okay.
coming up with
All
it.
right.
You study karate or something?
Kung Fu. Used to. Don't do any of that anymore.
Yeah, you're clearly over it.
Who's your friend?
Connor, don't start.
You really want to do this?
You can't step to guys like him. He wins the 5 boroughs every year. It's the biggest tournament in the city.
In life, you have only one question. Is it worth fighting for it or not?
So we're just supposed to let him fight. So that he can end up like his brother.
So that he does not end up like his brother. Lee means to me what you meant to Sensei Miyagi. I want Lee to learn Miyagi karate.
I'm sorry, Mr. Han. I wish I could help you.
That's Ralph Macchio, baby!
You will.
I'm not coming to New York.
I will see you in the Big Apple. Sensei LaRusso.
Let's make a Karate Kid.
Cheesy. That's cheesy.
You have a foundation of Kung Fu.
We're going to build upon that with karate.
Ancient way.
Miyagi way. There's 2 of them. Focus! This represents the history between the 2 families. 2 branches, 1 tree. This is why I came to train you. Remember what you're fighting for.
When you understand that, you'll be ready.
Come on, man. Come on. The Karate Kid. Legends.
There's just Cobra Kai.
Great.
It's a good trailer.
I mean, you get to see, come on, you get to see, it is a full circle where you have Daniel-san in the kind of Miyagi role, him and Jackie Chan. It seems like it's a combo in the Miyagi role, so it's still in canon. It's just Daniel-san later, and he comes back to train a kid his age.
You're describing Cobra Kai.
I'm just saying. It's like Cobra Kai the movie, but different. I love this. And you get to see Daniel-san in action. Older.
Like in Cobra Kai.
And Jackie Chan.
And Jackie Chan. I love this. I hope this movie does a ton, and I hope it starts a whole thing. Like, I want to see Jean-Claude Van Damme come back and train the new blood sport guy that goes to fight in the Kumite. I want to see all that. Let's bring them back full circle now. We have this opportunity now where the stars of our youth, right, the up and comer, now they can come back as the senseis and train a whole new generation. So it's like a sequel, but really, you know what? Isn't tomorrow just a sequel to today?
Sure.
Right. But different.
Yeah.
You gonna watch it, Chris?
No.
Why?
Because I don't want to see. I've seen Cobra Kai.
Did you like Cobra Kai?
I did.
You did? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much did you like it?
First 2 seasons, like an 11. Then as it went on, probably about a 7. I would say it averaged about an 8.
Average, that's pretty good.
So he likes something and doesn't want to see more.
Yeah, it makes a ton of sense.
But no,
Chris.
it doesn't have anything to do with that. I want to see the Cobra Kai kids.
Right, but if they did that well and it was an 8, then maybe you would like this too. You like something as an 8, and then you're like, the thing that I keep comparing it to, I don't want to watch that. Super makes sense.
Oh man, I love the steak that I just had. And it would be great if I had 7 or more right now. I'm not going to get sick off.
You're full on Cobra Kai. So if a new season of Cobra Kai comes out, you're not watching?
Yeah, they finished it.
But I'm just saying, if they're like, one more time, this time it's for real, you're watching. You're not full on Cobra Kai steak, dork.
I wish someone came in right for that. What's happening? Are they eating snake today?
The Sacramento Kings lost to Indiana. They have now been swept by the Pacers, despite the fact that a 16-point lead midway through the third.
Couldn't hang on to that one. That was one that should have been in the win column.
They snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. And Doug Christie said they got stagnant in the fourth.
We good through three quarters. In the fourth quarter, got a little stagnant. I know 27 three-pointers is just not enough for us to attempt the assists at 22. Going to have to move the ball. But the thing that stands out is the 12 turnovers for 20 points. Got to make sure that, first of all, 12 turnovers isn't crazy amount in a game, but giving up 20 points off of them. So,
hold on, it's like a 3-minute, 27-second clip.
Oh, that's my bad.
Okay.
All right. Did you just get the post game? Because there's a Kings folder in there.
No, it says number one got stagnant in the fourth.
Oh, that's my bad.
That's fine. Here's Doug Christie on the Kings defense.
Well, there was a couple shots with Toppin that he popped, and guys didn't even have a stick hand up. You got to make sure that you're arriving, knowing who that you're guarding. I mean, we cover personnel. They know he wants to get downhill, but also he has the ability to pop and knock down threes. So there just has to be a sense of urgency for everybody. And if there is a screen that's set and you see that your teammate is in a little bit of distress, just late red. Just call late red and get back, keep bodies in front of bodies, and we live. If there's, a mismatch or, Tyrese had popped a couple times. Actually, he wasn't in the game when that particular instance happened. But if that's the case, get up on him, especially if you're a guard. I mean, he's a big guy. You should be able to keep him in front of you. But we had our hands down, and all of a sudden he's shooting shots, and he found confidence and knocked them down. And that was really a big difference in the game. They shot 41 threes. We shot 27. If we shoot more, we usually find space. We share the basketball and knock down shots. And tonight we did through most of the game, and then we got stagnant there, just trying to find our way.
There's a lot there from him on their defense. What do you say? Call Red Buick? What was it? Red 5? Call something? I don't know what it was. I want to start calling that in real life. Here's Doug Christie on Tyrese Halliburton, and there's a note in here. I'll let you know afterwards. I want to hear this clip though.
It's April 1st. You know what that means.
I hate you. I hate you so much. I hate you, Chris.
This is insane, you fool.
What was the note?
I hate you, dude.
Can you play it again?
No.
Oh.
It's Christie on Tyrese Halliburton. And then here's what's so bad about this. Because in parentheses, it says, gets short with Sean Cunningham.
Oh.
Now, here's the thing. All I'm thinking is, and I know they're in Indiana.
Yeah.
Why is Sean in Indiana?
He was there.
Was he?
No.
Okay. Why would Sean? I don't think Sean's ever been to Indiana. So why would Sean be in Indiana?
Well, you were intrigued.
But I still want to hear it.
Yeah, let's hear it again. Maybe it's different this time.
No, I'm sure it's the same. Yes.
Oh.
It's the exact same. Thank you.
Well, that's him getting short with him.
Now I'm going to flinch for the rest of the show. Here's perhaps Doug Christie on bringing Keon Ellis in.
He wouldn't do it twice.
For Malik Monk?
Well, knowing that we're going to need a little bit of playmaking and we're going to need to make some shots. Plus.
Oh, come on! Come on! All right, here's Doug Christie.
Well, knowing that we're going to need a little bit of playmaking and we're going to need to make some shots. Plus, if we're going to win at a high level, we're going to need Malik Monk. Make no mistake about it. So when I took him out, Tyrese was in the game. Just wanted to give him a minute or two. Get your breath, get your legs about you. And not that he was tired, but put Keon in, let Keon do what Keon does defensively. And also just the confidence that I have in Malik. Malik he's going to make shots. He's, these are two tough games for him in a row, but it's not anything that he hasn't faced before. So with the amount of shots that he gets, he'll be able to find his way. I'm extremely confident in that. The way that he plays, we just got to make sure that we're all of us, not only Leak, all of us taking care of the basketball, because that's big. especially against these teams that the margin of error is so small. Those aren't the points that we can give away. You cut that down in half to 10 and we win the game going away.
Well, live and learn, but or at least live.
Yeah.
Maybe not learn.
At some point.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, at this point, Doug's just doing what he can.
Yes.
We'll take a break. When we come back, well, there is, I guess, good news from last night's loss. The gauntlet is over.
Woo!
We will recap the March gauntlet and what's coming up for the rest of the Sacramento Kings season. Don't forget what to watch in Celebrity Birthdays, Crosstalk with Alan Stiles. Alan Stiles getting in a little cross-media kerfuffle on social media.
Really?
Yeah.
Do tell.
Shots fired and more. We'll take a quick 30-second break. When we come back after a word from Gonzalez Law, we'll do all that. Plus, we have suspensions in from the Pistons and Wolves brawl. We'll get to that next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Hey there, let me tell you about SacLegalDefense.com. That is the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez. That's the website to get to him. You can call him at 916-304-9187, and he is here to help. He's local, he's a Sacramentan, and he's been here for a long time and been very, very successful. In fact, 2016 through 2019, well, undefeated in jury trials. If you need a situation that takes you that far, if you have a situation where you got questions, you have something from your past that you'd like removed, well, that's an expungement. He can help with that. How about sexual harassment cases, criminal defense, wrongful termination, auto accident, wherever you feel like you may need representation, get someone here that's experienced, that's good at their job, that's local, and that wants to help. And that is the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez. Again, 916-304-9187 or go to SacLegalDefense.com.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
There's an ESPN article on the upcoming coaching carousel. They mentioned, and they start with the Memphis Grizzlies. The very second team mentioned is, of course, your Sacramento Kings. They list positives, negatives, and who could get the job. The positive. It's hard to project Sacramento winning a title with this roster, but a coach taking over a team with Sabonis, DeRozan, Levine, Murray, and Monk has a chance to be competitive in each game. That gives the Kings vacancy a boost, given the typical level of talent at open jobs. While all of those players are under team control for at least a couple more seasons, all those players under team control for a couple of seasons, there is some runway for them to play together, adding to the appeal for a new coach. The negatives. Here's all you need to know about the Kings. Since moving to Sacramento in 1984, two coaches have had at least one full season with a winning record. Rick Adelman, who did it for 8 straight from 99 to 06, and Mike Brown the past 2 seasons. Sacramento has made the playoffs in 3 of the 33 seasons not coached by Adelman. Underscoring the difficulty of this job, the departure of assistant GM Wes Wilcox, who took the GM job for the Utah Utes earlier this month, also points to the potential further destabilization this offseason and at least the possibility of more changes in the Kings front office. Another drawback is the club's unwillingness to pay into the luxury tax, something owner Vivek Ranadive has avoided. Who could get the job? Christie has long-standing ties to the organization, going back to being a starter on those iconic teams of the early 2000s under Adelman. Christie has done a solid job the past few months since taking over. He will likely get a look to remain as coach, but Ranadive has repeatedly hired big names over the past decade, including George Karl, Dave Yeager, Luke Walton, and Mike Brown. So there's certainly a decent chance he pursues a bigger name this summer. Nothing really there we didn't know.
Yeah, I think the question then becomes if that's a road that they choose to go down. One, based on the Kings roster, 2, their lack of success, would this be a job besides being the obvious of 1 of 30? that a lot of coaches would be interested in.
I don't think, other than this being one of 30, there's any interest in this job from 99% of coaches. Plus, we also have to remember it is one of 30, so there will be candidates.
Yeah,
but coaches are also pissed off at this organization for the Mike Brown thing. That hasn't gone away with agents or coaches.
Yeah, I feel like you either get a young coach that hasn't had an opportunity or someone that may never get another opportunity. Right. That's like, well, that's a place that will hire me, so I'll go.
It's going to be Mark Jackson, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just feel like that too. That just seems like this organization. It would be Mark Jackson. So, yeah. Suspensions are in.
Okay.
For the Pistons Timberwolves scuffle. And here we go. Beef Stew, Isaiah Stewart, 2 games. Dante DiVincenzo, 1 game. Ron Holland, 1 game. Naz Reid, 1 game. Marcus Sasser, 1 game. Seems incredibly low. Especially considering that this spilled into the crowd.
Yeah.
Now, it wasn't malice at the palace. It wasn't even close, but you still were fighting and fans were getting smushed a little bit, and it's just that close. It's not good. The NBA used to be incredibly sensitive about that.
It's one of the things I've never quite understood with the disciplinary part of the NBA, because if a player had left the bench and maybe just left the bench and walked closer, that's a game. Whereas the people that were actually in something that could have ignited a massive, massive situation get a game. Everybody got a game except for one, got 2. So, I mean, it's kind of a joke, but I don't really mean it with this intent. But like, swing, you'll probably get a game, maybe 2.
Honestly.
But I stepped on the court because Dave's in a fight. Let me see. I get a game. Like, you took a swing, and maybe it's 1, maybe 2.
At least get your money's worth.
Yeah. So it's.
Do you think that there's not as many games because it's so close to the end of the season? Do you think if this happened in November or December that it would have been more?
I mean, you're talking about 2 teams that are in playoff whatever.
Yeah.
So I get where Chris is coming from.
But all this is to deter things.
And that's the thing.
Do it.
And this has been, this isn't their suspensions for fighting have seemed low for a while, on top of what they used to be.
Yeah.
And I'm all for a team like the Pistons that is up and coming, that is embracing that bad boys image. They're rough, they're tough, they're tumbly, they're bumbly, whatever. I get it. I'm fine with that. I think the NBA needs more of that. But also, you don't want to give them a license to get out of control. And so at some point, I would imagine that Pistons team, somebody, it'll probably be Beef Stew, is just going to do something really, really stupid. Really, really stupid. And then they're going to bring the hammer down, and it's almost like at that point handing out a $50,000 fine for a $5 crime. Right. But that's how it seems to where it seems to be headed. All right, the gauntlet is over, Jason Ross. At the end, the Kings have lost 6 straight road games, which once upon a time they were pretty darn good on the road. And when you look at their schedule and where they were at the start, on March 1st, they beat Houston. Okay, that put them at 31-28. Okay, that's coming off a win against Houston. That was part of a 4-game streak. After last night, they finished March at 36-39. So March for the Kings was in like a lamb, out like a poop.
Yeah, 6-11 for the month. And I still go back to the game. The one game, if Kawhi Leonard's shot misses, I feel like that was the swing.
Since then, you've written down here, the Kings are 3-10, and their offensive rating is 23rd. Their defensive rating is 28th.
Yeah.
So
part of it's schedule, but still, it was such a swing game to me.
I want to go back to, because it's only fair, we're on record having brought this up as a discussion. When the Kings were coming out of the box strong, when they had some wins with some injuries, is it possible that this team just surprised the NBA a little bit with Doug and they've been figured out now?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I kind of think they're honestly right in the range. Like at that point, you said they were 3 above 500. Now they're 3 below. I mean, this is about their neighborhood, like a few games above to a few games below, and not much more than that to me.
Well, 6-11. Well, I was wrong.
Yeah, but basically right there.
It was. I wish I was wronger. To be honest with you, I wish we were staring at 11-6, not 6-11. And as the rest of the season progresses, Jason.
Well, and oddly, by the way, when we went 5-12, the thought was 5-12 was going to bury them.
Yeah.
So 6-11 is barely better, but it
did not bury them
really
at all.
Didn't do much damage.
Nope, not at all. And when you look back now, actually, it's kind of funny because we were saying, okay, well, what games? I thought they would lose Houston. They won.
Cleveland, I'm sure.
Cleveland, I 100% thought they were going to lose. I definitely had a win against Chicago.
Yeah.
I definitely had a win against Chicago. I had a win against Portland. I had a win against, I thought they would probably maybe beat Orlando. So, of course, they lost to a couple teams we thought they'd beat, and they beat a couple of teams we thought they'd lose. Just in retrospect, it's interesting to look at that. And now you hope that things will, I wonder, Jason, if by the time, well, never mind. We've got Cleveland Sunday, so that'll sober everybody up. But you got Washington tomorrow, Charlotte Friday afternoon. I would incredibly expect, which is a bad word with this team, that they're going to win their next two. One would think. They're certainly going to be favored. Now, the funny thing is, if they win their next two, and then just, again, I know this is silly, but stranger things have happened with this team. If they don't win their next two and then grab a win at Cleveland, Monday's show is going to be absolutely hilarious.
Right.
Because you're going to get this team ain't that bad, let them gel folk. They're going to come back out of the woodwork now and be like, what's going on? And then you're going to get the people that think this team stinks, so we need to pay. It's just going to be a big yell fest on Monday.
Yeah, and the weird part is, look, I'd rather them be playing a lot better than they are going in if they're going to be a play-in team. But kind of the reality is, let's just get all the way to the last homestand. And what is that? Denver, the Clippers, and Phoenix.
Yes.
So no matter what they have done between now and then, and let's just say the Kings won those three and got in as the 10 or the 9, whoever they're playing, I think we'd all feel that's just 3 games.
Right.
But we're like, yeah, they're playing pretty well right now.
Got the big mo.
And it's just, it can shift. Not even that I'm saying it will, but like the way you feel about the team can be different. And I think the way they feel about themselves can be different. So they're not in a very good spot right now. They're not playing that well. And I mean, with all that being said, I do think they're going to be in as a 9 or a 10.
A's are going to take another swing, pun intended, today at some interleague action. The Giants also with some interleague action. We'll get to what to watch. And could a local Rockland kid be the difference for the Giants today? We'll tell you who and what that's all about coming up next.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis. Put the frosting on the cake. Put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a two-hand flush makes it 114-106.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them, the right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
If you love golf but don't want to play the same 18 holes over and over, at Timber Creek and Sierra Pines, you get 27 holes of variety, so every round feels fresh. And with a Premier Club membership, you'll enjoy unlimited golf with a cart, unlimited range use, exclusive discounts, and 2 complimentary guest passes to share the experience. With pristine conditions, a scenic layout, and an award-winning reputation, Timber Creek and Sierra Pines is Sacramento's #1 rated golf destination. Stop waiting. Become a Premier Club member today at timbercreekgc.com. Spring is here, and that means gigantic savings for all your oil change needs at Jiffy Lube today. Get a $25 gift card with the purchase of any Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change through May 31st at your local Jiffy Lube service center in the greater Sacramento areas. And don't forget about the additional $30 off online coupon at jiffylube.com. Terms apply. Valid email address required. See pennzoil.com/rewards for details. Jiffy Lube, huge spring savings for you
today.
Barbecue season is back. Hey, it's Ellen. And this is Sarah Beth. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that zesty barbecue sauce. I love that it was a little sweet, a little tangy, and with the mac and cheese. I feel like I tasted the brown sugar bacon first. It was the absolute best combination. Pro tip, 3 sandwiches are always better than 1.
Order the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich and a Coca-Cola on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Spring is in the air, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping for new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Paul Mitchell, The School, Sacramento, and Stoney's Rockin' Rodeo. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Get ready for a night of legendary rock and roll. Styx and Kevin Cronin live in concert Saturday, April 26th at the Nugget Event Center in Sparks, Nevada. Don't miss your chance to see the iconic sounds of Styx with Kevin Cronin on stage, bringing you all the hits. It's a night you won't forget. Tickets on sale now at NuggetCasinoResort.com, so grab yours before they're gone. Styx and Kevin Cronin live Saturday, April 26th. More info and tickets at NuggetCasinoResort.com.
You up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
From the 209 for the Kings, it hasn't been March Madness. It's been March Sadness. Maybe March Badness. Maybe March Flatness. I think we were all hoping for March Radness. I got to be honest. No offense. I'm not trying to fire anyone up here. The text line is throttling. Like the chat line wins most days, but today the chat line is yesterday's A's. And the text line is the Cubs. Now it's only one win.
Right.
There's no goal differential here or run differential, but the chat's getting throttled.
Bat flapped.
Boat moosed. When the 209
contributes
is contributing and just taking you downtown. My goodness. Come on, chat moob. Figure it out. What to watch tonight? Well, hopefully watch the chat mob get back. Like, do what I did after I watched the first Karate Kid. And like kids cross country did. Take one of your dad's ties, tie it around your forehead like a headband, go into the garage, start doing crane kicks and practicing karate, knocking like oranges off of a styrofoam cup with your feet.
How was your percentage rate? Were you pretty good at it?
Nope. I was really good at because my parents would park their car in the garage too. So I was really good at like missing the orange and like hitting the side of my foot on my mom's minivan. Then my mom would be like, David, dinner. I'm like, Mom, I'm practicing karate. Not now. Then I go in and I got to eat healthy.
Yeah.
I tried to meditate.
Raw eggs.
I tried that once.
Yeah.
That was rocky. Ugh. I did try this. Like, I don't know when the hell Karate Kid came. Was I 10? Karate Kid comes out. I did try to meditate. I did the whole thing where like I crossed my legs and did the like prayer hand. And
were you catching flies with?
No, but we've all tried that.
We all have.
I can't even. I mean, I'm just happy to be able to mostly eat with chopsticks. Although the last parts of the rice in a bowl or peas, those are just.
I gave up. I've never. It'd take me 4 days to eat that stuff.
I'll do it like at sushi or something. I'll use the chopstick. But like I said, we've all seen the spoon now.
Yeah.
We know it exists.
Yeah.
It's there.
It works really well.
You're not seeing a farmer out tilling the field with a couple of pool cues. Like we know what's going on. Suns at Bucks tonight. Well, it depends. Go Bucks, go Suns.
Sure.
Fan how you want to fan. Warriors and Grizzlies.
That's actually an intriguing game. Memphis is sliding away here. They could be in the play-in. I never thought that would be an option.
Not a fan of that one. Wouldn't necessarily. I mean, we did beat them last, but
it wouldn't be against the Kings. Well, it could be, I guess, the second time
at some point, exactly. But yeah, Memphis just one game ahead of the Timberwolves in the play-in. Timberwolves and Clippers tied at 20 games behind the Thunder. Timberwolves and Clippers a half game behind the Warriors. Warriors a half game behind the Grizzlies.
Yeah, so they would leapfrog them. The Warriors would if they won. So the Warriors could be into 5th by the end of the night.
Oof. Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, remember when they were right out of the All-Star break? The Kings were 9 and the Warriors were 10.
Yeah, I remember that.
We were all laughing.
Yeah, we remember when we ended their streak.
Like Jimmy Butler is going to be able to do anything.
Yeah,
Jay
Butts.
Old Jay Butts, his stupid face coffee or whatever that is. Yeah. It's like $25.
That's what it's called.
Stupid face coffee. Well, that's what you are if you buy it.
Yeah.
$25. Stupid face coffee. Wow. Yeah. Hey, totally overcharges for it.
Totally. Better
be the best guy. If I ever paid $25 for a cup of any form of coffee, I don't care if it's just a cup of coffee or it's a blended thing or whatever.
Do you think it would be that good where you go, yeah, this is worth $25?
I cannot imagine. It would have to, if it was the best coffee/coffee related drink I've had in my life, and it was the size of a thirst buster. No, I don't think there's anything that could justify a $25 coffee drink. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
Is it really $25?
Oh, it was something stupid like that. I mean, what did Jimmy, this is good radio, Butler charge for coffee? $20.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, still, that's a lot.
Butler revealed he created his own coffee shop from within the bubble. He has a French press as well as other coffee accessories. He is making an insane profit from it. He charges players $20 for a single cup. So, I mean, look, it's not like they don't have the money. Oh, it's called Big Face, not Stupid Face. But that's just, I don't know, dude. I'm sorry. I see these people, those people, in the drive-through at one of these coffee shops. There's a drive-through is like 17 people deep.
Yeah.
They're just waiting in their cars for 20 minutes so that they can get their half-calf, double decaf, twist of lemon with a whip, whatever the hell, and a puppuccino. And I'm just like, look, on one hand, I don't judge. Hey, if that flaps,
you're not by now.
If that flaps your bat,
yeah,
God bless you.
And flap away.
On the other hand, I'm like, bro, or in most cases, sis. If you just took a couple months of that money you spend and went and got yourself a really, really good espresso machine. You could why teach a person to go to Starbucks when you could have them make the coffee for the rest of their life? That's the saying. But nobody does that.
Yeah.
Nobody, just you get a Phillips all-in-one one-touch with the milk and everything in there for $800. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You could take a good look at a T-bone.
Yeah, and shove it up the thing, but whatever. But you got to think how many some of these people going, 100 times a year, $8 a pop. There's your coffee machine. There's your coffee machine, Jason. Yep. And you know what? Nothing wrong with a good old-fashioned Black & Decker drip machine.
That works too.
Either,
yeah,
one of them. Hamilton Beach.
How did you make yours today?
I have that Phillips.
Yeah,
touch.
So there you go.
That's what I did, but
it
it is 100% paid for itself. It is 100% paid. Although I must admit, 90% of the time my morning routine is I bypass all the milk stuff, and I hit my Phillips thing, the super awesome one with just make me a black travel cup of coffee, and then I take my Hamilton Beach right next to it, and I make a full cup of coffee, and I just put creamer in there. I'm a big hazelnut guy.
Nice.
Yeah. You're not a coffee guy, right?
I am not. I love coffee ice cream, though.
But not coffee.
No.
Interesting.
Love the smell of it.
Timberwolves and Nuggets. This time it's for real, a battle of the Midwest. Also baseball time. Cubs, A's.
Yes. Come on.
Yeah.
Athletics.
Let's see if the Ath can do better than what they did. Well, you know what? I'm going to go.
Severino's pitching today. The staff ace.
The staff face. The face of the staff. I'm going to make a prediction. I think they're going to do better today.
Okay.
I think they will do better.
Call. It's a very good call.
Steele versus Severino. This time it's for real. At first pitch is at 7:05. And Giants and Stros. This game is in Houston. Hey, Rockland's Logan Webb.
Yeah, big Kings fan.
Big Kings fan. Very frustrated, I'm sure, right now. He is on the mound for the Giants, against the Astros. We'll take a break. When we come back, crosstalk with Alan Stiles, celebrity birthdays, and more. We wrap up the program next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
It's Carmichael Dave talking to you about my good friends at American Energy. You're in the Sacramento area. You know how the seasons work. They are a-changing right now. So American Energy wants to help you stay warm for the rest of the cold season, but help you stay cool during the warm season. Best way to do that, make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of half off a tune-up, $24.50. They cut that right in half, and if you want a diagnostic, guess what? You can't beat free. If it's free, it's me, and now it can be you. And also, it's the end of the season blowout. $4,000 off a new system plus any rebates. That $4,000, that's a direct drop from the sticker price. It's a great deal. Check them out at theaeway.com or an instant quote, or give them a call at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
I love this time of year when the azaleas begin to bloom and the singing birds' sweet dawn chorus remind us that blue skies and sunshine are at hand. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. In sports, the definition for the word master is one who's achieved a high degree of skill, and that will be on display in the highly anticipated golf tournament. In the furniture business, a master is a highly skilled craftsman, an artist even, whose work is coveted by those who appreciate design, quality, and durability. John Keys was the mastermind of Naturewood Home Furnishings. He knew that you wanted your home to reflect your personal style, whether that was a plain coffee table or a masterpiece for you to enjoy forever. That's why when you walk into Naturewood Home Furnishings, you'll find the largest and best selection of the highest quality home furnishings in Northern California. Masterful. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Business taxes. Was stressing about all the time and all the money you spent on your taxes.
This is my bill?
Now Business Taxes is a TurboTax small business expert who does your taxes for you and offers year-round advice at no additional cost, so you can keep more money in your business. Now this is taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on turbotax.com/business. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereeth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places that I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But this one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. Oh, one last number. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit LifeLock.com for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Big day. Got a big barbecue coming up at noon. Huddersfield Town kicks off in 2 hours. Alan Stiles out fighting with the media.
He is?
Just going at it. Marring, dare I say, the debut of the Oakland A's with his verbal fisticuffs. Good morning, Alan.
Oakland A's play yesterday?
Not true at all.
Oh, okay.
Not true at all.
Any thoughts?
12 o'clock.
Oh.
Ooh, on the dot.
12
On the
o'clock.
shot.
Oh, what's at 12 o'clock?
The thoughts.
We're breaking down
Yeah.
the A's.
Yeah.
12 o'clock.
Is it what's your thing? The cappuccino, what's your segment? The
Style espresso?
Yeah.
That's a late style espresso, but maybe we can make it work.
Okay. Are you going to you're doing the show. Are you gonna miss the barbecue?
I think we are.
Not going to miss the food.
We have Martin Gallegos, who covers the A's for MLB.com. That's at 11.
Yeah.
And we have Chris Watkins at 11:30. And I think we're gonna play those at 1, so I can run on down there.
Not for nothing. You might want to consider replaying our Johnny Doskow interview from today, a fellow voice of the A's.
Okay.
One of my favorite interviews of 2025. I can absolutely say that.
Today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Johnny came on and, longtime voice of the River Cats and recent voice of the A's. He talked about, obviously, the A's, talked about how, and we have the clip that could help you with that too. They could probably edit that in or something or play it right after. Ken Korak, the legendary voice of the A's, surprised Johnny and had him call the first inning in honor of Johnny's ties here. Johnny was a little emotional, had to catch himself, and Ken had to kind of take over for a second while Johnny composed himself. And Johnny's just such a great dude, and we had a great talk about Ken Korak and Johnny's road to the majors. Just saying.
Okay, add it.
Yeah,
we got 3 on the list. More time.
I'm not thinking of cross promotion. I'm thinking of you and the barbecue.
Okay. Add it to the list. We're good now.
All right. So there you go. What else is going on?
Well, the Kings. Did anyone think the Kings were going to win last night? I'm just curious.
Before the game?
Before the game,
during
no.
the game.
Yeah,
no.
When they're up 16, I actually got to the point where I'm like, you kind of now need to win the game.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
I don't know that I felt they were going, but I thought, well, they're playing well. They're probably going to do this.
Did that feel like a carbon copy of the Bucks game?
A little bit, where they couldn't execute at the end.
Yeah, there've been a couple.
Yeah, so
they're good at that.
On one hand, I'm incredibly ready for this season to be over as a Kings fan. As a show host, I really don't want the season to ever end.
You know what'll happen though too is let's say it doesn't go well, they don't make it, and they're done. Like, there's a sense of relief to that. And then about 2 days later, you're like, I missed the team.
100%. No, that always. You're so right, dude. I'm so ready.
I'm done with this year, and then okay, I miss basketball.
Yeah, because then we're talking about basketball playoffs, the occasional football, NFL draft, and then baseball.
What did you think, Dave, of, I know we have to get to celebrity birthdays, but how everything kind of went down yesterday? I know you've been pretty open about how confusing things have been with the A's now in Sacramento, but how did you take in last night?
I was proud of my city because they're caught in the middle of this, and it was just great to see the city represent.
Right.
And I think that should stand on its own. I get it, and I don't want to pick on him, but Vivek saying play ball right after his team blew. I mean, it's not as I get it.
It was perfect.
I really, I was telling him, this is just me nitpicking. I love the tribute to Ricky. I love the fact that everybody was playing wearing 24. I wish somebody had let the PA announcer know that she didn't have to introduce everybody as number 24. Like literally introduce 50 players and coaches number 20. Like just say pitcher, catcher, first baseman. I didn't know that we did media in a tough shed. A bat died, and I'm not just talking about the A's offense. Like literal bat died there and was caught in the thing. He had a drone.
Saw the drone.
I think that on one hand, a lot of people's fears that it would make Sacramento look like a second-rate silly city. Some of those were realized, at least for a day. But I think reality is guys like Johnny Doskow and a bunch of kids that were there seeing Major League Baseball in Sacramento for the first time and falling in love with the team. And the way the city represented itself, I'm going to let that hold the day, and I'm going to just chalk up the other stuff to things are going to go wrong in the first game.
Yeah, fair enough.
So trying to be as fair and balanced as I can.
Yeah. And the whole thing was, and like I said, I understand that people from the Bay have been unfair in some capacity, right? I think I hate to sound like this, but I do think that it does go both ways. I just think that last night was an opportunity, especially what it was giving to me was as a kid in class that's maybe been bullied before, you had an opportunity to
be magnanimous,
to not hop on the new kid that was being bullied.
Yep.
And some decided not to do that.
Well, and we'll go to celebrity birthdays here in a second. I'll just give you my 20 seconds. You're talking about Kenny. I like Kenny.
I like Kenny.
Kenny's a good dude, and I agree with Kenny 99% of the time. I would respectfully disagree with. I think you can celebrate this city without crapping on, whether intended or not. Without crap, A's fans from Oakland were saying all kinds of crazy stuff about Sacramento last night, and you know what? I would too if I was watching the first Kings game in Seattle. Let them have it.
Right.
Let them do their thing.
If you won, you won.
You won. Let them do their thing. Let them be in pain, whatever. No one's going to change their minds about Sacramento. I thought that was a misstep, but that's why.
The line from The Big Short. I know you're excited, but you don't have to dance.
Yeah. That's all. But you know what? Hey, what are you going to do? Celebrity birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Cookies and baseball meant to be spent with family and friends.
Sure.
And I can tell you this much. You get more Crumble Cookies in a box than the A's did runs yesterday. Hopefully that'll change today.
Yeah.
Hey, back to you, Jason Rose.
All right, first one here. Oh, you know what, Dave? It's actually let's try a different one. We're going to try an audio version to see if you guys can guess based on I've done movies and age.
It's a song.
You'll see.
Okay.
Dave, do you have it there? Can you fire it?
What am I trying to fire? Sorry.
I think I put it in the celebrity
daily audio.
Sorry, excuse me.
And what am I trying to fire?
Just that. Which under the daily audio?
Under the daily audio, celebrity birthday.
Yeah. So see if you can guess what this date this is.
It's one small step for man, one giant.
I was waiting for it. I was all day, Alan. All day. You even let me get it.
What in the world?
This is insane, you fool.
Happy birthday to Brooke Lopez.
I don't even care. Oh, by the way, another thing. Did you hear Doug get a little snippy with Sean Cunningham yesterday?
No,
we'll
but
leave that in his. That's another one. Yeah, that. So we got. I'm trying to give you content for the barbecue, but yeah.
Happy birthday, Brooke Lopez.
Brooke Lopez, not Robin. Brooke Lopez is 36.
Yeah, 37.
34.
We have a correct answer. Goes to Alan Stiles, 37. Happy birthday to Robin Lopez.
37.
37.
37.
We have a correct answer. Yeah! 37. Good job, guys. Happy birthday to Mark Jackson.
Which one? There's only one, I think. I'm sure
man down.
With all due respect.
Mark Jackson is 62.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
63.
64.
Davis close to 60.
Oh, young Mark.
Yeah. That's good.
That's it. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Coming up on the show, we already previewed most of it. But Barbecue.
That's right.
Oh, I'm here for that. Barbecue and more. Alan Stiles coming up next for Johnny Doskow. Thanks for joining us. For Jason Ross, Chris Verlot, I'm Carmichael Dave. See you tomorrow. Light the runs. Bye-bye now.
Live and local.
With everything.